It's
And then
like, bro,
sometimes the
every
fathers are
time, like,
trying to get their children, and you all have a very
every
difficult
time you
time
say
because the
something,
enemy
bro,
don't want you to be
Mojo
able to
says some
do that,
smart ass
be
shit. It's
involved
just
with that.
funny as shit, bro.
It
Someone
be
got
How
you.
is that,
What are you
Ali?
talking about?
no,
It
it's
be
so.
you.
First off, bro,
Goes in on
first of
Kevin
all, why are you
Samuels, or she
talking
going in on
about
Kevin
me like
Samuels,
shit,
huh?
bro?
Because we all
Like, why are you
sit there.
talking to me, bro?
She's
Like,
dealing with
Like,
it.
you
This is
know,
mother.
bro,
Come on,
mute the
bro.
fucking
I was
mic,
gonna
bro.
ask,
That's his mom.
there is the idea floating around, guys. I know interracial dating for numerous reasons. So I'm not saying every black man with a white woman has
That's that was on the side of my house.
views
Right.
a white woman as
So the
superior. I don't want to say
motherfucker,
that. I
the
don't know if
bees
that's
instantly
the
aroused up. And mind you, to get
But there is
to
an
get to
idea
the trash can, you gotta
that
go down
white
this
women
bad
actually
hill. So it wasn't no
black women.
Well, they are.
advice is
Because they
Jeffrey,
haven't gone through what
put the
we
food,
had.
put the
They don't
spoon in the
have the history
freezer.
we had.
I
Right.
remember them
That's-
days.
That's what it was.
I remember one time I was in New Orleans,
Spin the block. Thank you for the dock. I'm about to spin the block.
and there was a white woman sitting on
For
the
the
curb.
word.
The nigga on the hood AI, he was like, thank you for the Glock. I'm about to spin
I
the
said,
block.
I'm not giving you nothing. You a white woman. You got everything at
All right,
your
y'all.
disposal
We out here
that you could have in this
on the
country.
show.
And you
About to
sitting
get
out here
interviewed.
begging, and
About
I
to get
told
some
my
questions
party,
going
don't
on.
give her
You
nothing.
ready?
Yep.
All right.
I said, y'all just need to get up and go somewhere and
So,
clean yourself up
when you
and
first
get
meet a
white.
guy,
You know,
how do
you'll
you
get
decide
something going,
if he's gonna be a
alright?
friend
If not,
more than
these
a
stupid
friend?
Negroes will get
And
rich,
more
but you got to
importantly,
come
when
down
do
to
you
Just
the
get up, go out and be
name.
white, and you
You know,
gonna
so
what's
she
going
may
on?
certainly a
Scorpion
better
from Mortal
opportunity.
Kombat, he lived
Now,
on
lower
the
class
sun.
white woman doesn't agree with that. She thinks she's having as hard as
Exactly,
black
bro.
women.
Aliens,
In
bro.
fact, she think
Who
we the
knows,
reason
bro?
she
We
have
might
kids.
have some.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
bro.
couple aliens up there.
And that's what they might be talking, you know what I'm saying? Might be hearing some shit like that in the background.
This nigga Luke is the greatest and the worst all at the same
Real
Like,
shit, bro.
he is the alien. He's Morpheus.
Oh, I never mean
Going like, yo, I gotta pee. Like,
I don't want to
what?
imagine it.
That's fucking.
anything that's not Earth is a planet.
what?
Anything that's not Earth is a planet. You heard
Okay,
it
bro.
here.
Yeah, we heard it. Mm-hmm.
Case closed. Boop has solved the problem. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. The champs is here. The champs is here. We live, y'all. Monkey, you muted. I hope you know that.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? You know what's bugged out?
What's that?
I was using this thing to go live on Instagram when I go live. You said it was before, right? Like you've watched me on Instagram?
Watched you on Instagram.
Yeah, remember?
I don't know. I don't know if you was live. I thought it was a video. I didn't know if it was live. No, you
You
was
thought it
on.
was-
You was on Twitter, weren't you?
Twitter I was on, yeah.
You said Instagram.
Yeah, I know, but I was Twitter too. I mean, nah, so
I
it
didn't-
wasn't Instagram checking. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think you was live though. I thought you had just did a pick stitch or something.
Nah, I did. That lame duck shit don't fuck. I guess this app don't fucking work then.
Which one?
Yellow Duck.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
So it's an app that's supposed to like let you go live on Instagram from your PC.
Oh, it's like a BlueStacks.
Kind of, yeah.
I'll be careful.
But
with
it's not an emulator like BlueStacks is an emulator. This isn't an emulator. This is just for Instagram, however it's supposed to work. But and it says it's broadcasting, it says I'm going live, but it doesn't fucking show me live on Instagram. So fuck it. All right, no biggie.
You probably can use BlueStacks if you.
Yeah, then what?
What's up, y'all? What's up, Leak? Always on time, bro.
What's going on, everybody? Everybody, what's going on with you?
Good. Yeah, tonight we talking about how y'all need to watch who y'all leave your kids with.
No, for real.
Monkey, take it away, Monkey.
Nah, for real. Hold on, my thing is already because I know I still keep that going from y'all. But what's up, everybody? My bad. Just getting some sound fits. Great. But yeah, we was talking about this. People leaving their kids with strangers or people that they just met or maybe somebody that they work with. Whatever the case is, lately this has become like almost a trend to a point where single mothers. Because I haven't heard about no fathers leaving their kid with somebody they don't know like that. But more these stories that are coming out, it's mostly about a mother that left their. They could be like they could be 6 to like 3 year old child with these people and end up the child either something happens to him. It's hard to even say. Like one of the cases I'm about to talk about is like a 6 year old that got like beaten to death by a quote unquote babysitter that was working at a school that was a substitute he was a substitute teacher or something like that. And he would, I guess, babysit outside of the school. Long story short, the dude, beat this kid to death, and recently the mother was like awarded $30 million in this case. But it's like, I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve money. What I'm saying is that why the fuck would you leave your kid with somebody that you don't know like that? And they're not even like they don't have no credentials or nothing like that. I don't get it. This is where I leave it off at that because it's just really terrible. A lot of people are doing it like more and more often nowadays. And my question is, why do you think it's okay to leave your kid with somebody that is not like official or an official daycare? Why do you think that's okay?
I mean, you still got to worry about the official daycares too. You can't control who they hire.
Of course.
So you got to watch out for those official daycares. Quotation mark.
I mean, they have. But see now, some of these daycares now they have like fucking live cameras you can look from your phone.
Live cameras, live cameras just tell you what happened though. Don't stop it from happening.
No, I don't. No, I get that.
A camera is only an eyewitness. That's all it is. I think we have a bigger issue though. I think we do.
What's that?
Because like I think the outsourcing of parenting is becoming a problem. Like the fact that
I'll be right back. Hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry.
Wait. Like the fact that that those instances are the exact reason why 2 parents need to be in a household and why the roles should be divided the way they're divided is because you wouldn't be looking for somebody to watch your kid if you were at home taking care of the kid. Father was out doing his part, which was providing for you. I think in today's society, women are able to get duped more and more by people claiming to be nice because they want to get a check or they can't get a real job and they're going to be home all day. Because I see a lot of that where people drop their kids off with somebody that's just available, not because they are qualified to watch their kids. Not just to watch kids, but to watch your kids.
Exactly.
So I think that we have a bigger problem where these are the side effects of single parent households. That's just what side effects of households. You wouldn't be scrambling and looking for somebody to watch your kids if you wasn't scrambling to get away from your man. A lot of the things that we're dealing with in today's society can be solved if the roles were the way they were supposed to be and people stay together, not so much because they were happy, but because the side effects of not being together are more devastating than me having my happiness.
Yeah. It goes on the child. Like, at the end of the day, that affects the child.
I mean, even outside of the children, like right now, you got this debate going on whether or not me being a strange man should come to the rescue of a strange woman that I don't know. Should I jump in front of a bullet for her? You know what I mean? But one thing I know for sure is that if she had a man, She wouldn't even be looking at me to jump in front of the bullet for her. She'd have somebody that would be designated to do that job. She would have somebody that's going to fill that role right then and there. But because women are okay with being single, because the world has civilized everything, there's no danger of anything. The world is super duper civilized. Ain't nothing we can do about that. But because there's this sense of no danger, or I wish a motherfucker would do something to me, then that's where the problem comes, because if you are a vulnerable target, a motherfucker will do something.
Yeah, no, of course.
So women scrambling to find babysitters when you should put the responsibility on the man to go out and work, and then you will sit the baby instead of trying to find somebody to do that for you.
Yeah, and it's been proved. What you're saying is is proving like my point, and just how everything is going on lately in the world with single mothers leaving their kids with these evil people. It's really mind blowing. Like when I was reading the article about that, what was it, substitute teacher employee, beating this kid, like, and it's really sad. Like it happened the day after Christmas back in 2019. It sucks. Like that's very sad. Like why would you be a 6-year-old? Like for what? You know what I mean? I wish I knew like the details on it, because I read it. They just tell about the relationship between the employee and then I guess the mother. They had no relationship, like no like relations, as in just like her knowing him and then going like, okay, you can watch my kid, and that happening. So
You got to really think about all the different variables when you're with somebody. And I don't know, somebody who's so eager to watch my kid and all that, I'm looking at them kind of crazy, because nobody wants to do that. Nobody is running around trying to get more kids to watch. Nobody doing that. Not for free.
no, of course not for free. You already know it costs some money.
I'm looking at people a little crazy like that. Like, even especially as a man, look, you can leave your kids with me and nothing will happen to them. They'll be in the same condition you left them in, as long as they didn't do the shit to themselves to put them in a different condition, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go and volunteer myself and tell random people that I don't really know that well that they can lead it. I'm not going to do that, because you don't know me well enough to lead. It don't matter if I will make sure and nothing's going wrong. You should not be okay. You shouldn't. You should be working on making it so that you don't have to leave your child with a stranger. Oh, anybody, because like a stranger don't even got to be the person. It could be your relative. It could be your mother. It could be your sister. It could be your other child that you left them with. All irresponsible.
Yeah, that's true.
I look back at my childhood, like me and my brother was left together a lot, but like something had gone wrong. I always say we got lucky, because if something had really gone wrong, they would have took us from. We were latchkey kids. We went home with our key. We had a key around our neck. Wait. If something had went wrong, that would have been the end.
Oh yeah, it went over.
That's why I'm actually like careful about like, I don't know. I just don't.
I need 2 fellow minorities to help me man a Corsair.
It is.
Where are you? Oh. Wait, today's Friday? No, today's Thursday.
You live on Thursday?
Yeah, we live, bro.
Oh, shit. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I thought we were. Okay, never mind then. Well, I still need 2 minorities to help me man a Corsair when you're ready.
He means niggas. That's what he means.
No, I'm saying I'm being politically correct today.
Crawling in your pipe. But yeah, Monkey, I think that big part of the problems that hierarchy, order of operations has been. Of course, they got to scramble and look for people to watch their kids to go to work. That's what happens when you are the head of household. You got to go to work.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I mean,
and choosing to be a single mother so that you can go to work and make your own rules. Like at some point, you're gonna realize that nobody get to make your rules. Nobody does. Nobody gets to make say whatever you have to follow the same rules. Now you might be able to maneuver through
I mean, I was gonna say like it's like I guess there is women that that want to be or want to make it work with the guy if it was to be like, look, I need you to watch him on this days and you can work on these days or something like that. You know what I mean? And make it fair. But I honestly, it takes both of them to collaborate and come up with a solution.
I mean, the logical solution is that even if y'all are working together, logical solution, one is working during the day, the other one has to work at night.
Obviously.
You know what I mean? But because you're worried about how you feel about it, it becomes a problem. But even if we're not together, right? You got to go to work, I got to go to work. The only logical explanation is that one of us find a job early in the morning where we get off around 4 or 5. The other one finds a job where you go 5:36. No other way that's going to work unless one person is making money to everybody. But if you're not together, then you got to worry about your own stuff.
Right.
You got to get your own shit.
But that's if you let yourself be like that when both y'all can put your incomes together. And I mean, and that's what I'm saying. That's what comes to where you guys are not together, and you can still make things work out though. You can still make things work in the child's favor. That's what I would say.
If we together, there's no reason for both of us to be out the house working 2 full-time jobs. And if you want to get a little part-time job or something like that and cover some ends, that's fine. But for both of us to be working full jobs and spending the same time away from our children, that does not. That's why it's 2 of us. That's why it's 2 of us.
But what about that time we gotta make for each other?
You will make that time for each other because there's going to be a lap where you're all going to be spending time with each other, and you have as adults. You know what I mean? That's when you start talking about the feeling part of it, then your feelings is going to magically trump the logic every time, but then you realize that your feelings is what's going to get you fucked up in the end.
Right.
Because if ultimately we building towards something, right? Because what people don't understand when it comes to kids, they're not going to be kids forever. So there's no point in putting all of this emphasis using kids as excuses of why you can't do this or can't do that, because you all can't be consumed with being parents, because at some point you won't be parents to children anymore, and they won't need you. And if you sacrifice your whole life to be the slave of your children, to make them happy and get them all the things that they need in life, then you will lose your relationship. You got to think about it in the fashion of at some point these kids going to leave and it's just going to be us. But we cannot allow them to monopolize every bit of our time. As we start to teach them more and more things and they start to grow, they're not going to need us the same way. So if at 12 and 13, 14 years old, you still talking about we don't have no time for each other, that's your fault. Because kids don't need you that much at that age. They need you to be around, they need you to be present, but they don't need you cutting their food and changing diapers and shit like that. They don't need you for that. You don't have to be.
No.
I wish somebody changed my diaper when I was so shit. I'd be a fucking king.
But ain't nobody's gonna do that and they'll be happy. You can't. Because one person always gonna feel like they working harder than the other. Or you resent that person that because you feel like they got it easy and you got it hard. But y'all both working hard, but you're looking at the other person because their job is different from yours, like they're not doing that. Or you upset because their job is done. They did everything they were supposed to do on their list. They get to chill, but you procrastinating and you need help with your list. And I'm just standing around. I'm not doing shit. I did what I was supposed to do. I had a list. I accomplished that list, and now I'm moving on. About to hang out and chill for a second.
But then that's when you see right there, like as a man, stuff like that. Even when you go out there and work, slave yourself and do everything, you're still not doing enough work.
But we do that to our women too, bro. We do that to our women too.
No, I mean, no, I get that. I do get that because, like, there's like example, like when I was working for, I ain't gonna lie, like FedEx would work my ass off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when it came to coming home and maybe doing something, like I had no problem with it, but it was just like you couldn't do this shit when I was at work all fucking day, like. And it's not like I wasn't like trying to like say that she didn't, have shit to do or other things like that, but if you're home, you're home, like. And he said, okay, you'll take care of, Bella, whatever, and this and that. I mean, like, it's a sad fact is I know your routine, and I know it's not any extra of what you're trying to make it. You know what I'm saying?
What are we talking about now?
And that kind of irks me. You know what I mean?
Talking about relationships. Talking about how a big reason why women have to rush and find babysitters is because not all, but some have volunteered to be single mothers. They don't understand that, or they'll put parents into a back seat so that they can get the bag. You know what I mean? And because they can find somebody to watch their kid while they off doing work, you are ultimately trusting whoever you're leaving them with your most precious, your prized possession.
What are they supposed to do in that situation when you got to go to work?
And I'm not talking about the ones that have no choice but to go to work. There is no father, you couldn't find them or something like that. But in most instances, bro, like if you stay with the parental system, then even if you both have to work, you work together, and one works during the day and one works during the night. But if you're together, right, like it shouldn't be like that. There's one that's going to be the primary caregiver for the kids, but if we both working, it becomes a competition because now who job trumps who?
What if you're not together?
If you're not together, then you still got to work together.
That's what I'm
But I
saying.
mean, we're not together. You and I, me and her ain't in a relationship, so we ain't got to match schedules or like, I'm gonna work
Yes,
here
you do,
and
because y'all still got a job. Y'all don't have a relationship where y'all got to be intimate with each other, but you still have a job, and that's to be the parents of that child. You have to work together.
But it's different. When you're sharing a household, that's one thing. We have to do this for the household. Now we have two separate households.
Yeah, but that's what brings in the competition right there. The fact that now one parent is not going to be taking up the same slack. Because if we separate, it still should be 50-50.
Why not? What if you got joint custody? I have a full week, you have a full week. She lives in my house for a week, she lives at your house for a week.
And that's fair. I think that's fair. I think that's the way that they work, but that is still splitting it down the middle.
Now I have a household that I have to,
instead of splitting days, you're splitting weeks. That's all.
But now I have a household that I have to take care of and uphold.
You have to do that anyway. As an adult, you got to do that anyway.
I got to go to work and get a job.
As an adult, you have to do that anyway. As a single adult, you have to do that anyway.
No. You were just talking about like if you don't have to, like if you had a husband or somebody. There's plenty of couples where there's a parent at home.
Yeah, but that
making that case.
I'm making it.
One of you could go to work and one of you could stay home and parent your kid.
Yeah, that's how it works.
All right. But you just said you got to do that anyway. So which one is it?
Not if you're in a family. If you're in a family type situation, no. There's going to be roles, and you are
all
still.
Right, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We're not in that family type. So I gotta go to work, or she has to go to work too.
The point I'm making is that we shouldn't be leaving our family system so fast. That's the point that I'm making. Because if you didn't leave the family system so fast, then you all can still work together. And even if you're not together, we do have to match schedules. We do.
What if it wasn't a fast leave? Who says it was fast? We could have tried to work this shit out for years and finally realized it's not working.
That don't change the fact that when you leave, you got to still work together. Still got to be a team.
But it does change it from being a fast leave. We didn't abandon this family system so fast. We tried to work and this shit didn't work.
I'm talking about once you did. If you tried, then you tried.
And you said, let's backtrack, because you said that's the problem when you leave the family system so fast. I'm saying,
when you leave it fast, but now you're throwing in a whole different variable.
I'm saying we didn't.
So if you try to work on it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you leave it fast or you leave it 20 years later. It doesn't matter.
But that's the point you made when you leave it fast.
When you leave it fast, it's definitely worse than if you didn't try. When you leave
the point I'm making is fast, slow. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You have to leave.
When you leave, you still have to work together.
If shit isn't working for you as a couple, you have to leave that fucking family system.
But you ain't never gonna really leave it, bro, because you're still a family with that person. You said
I still take care of you. I take care of my family as best I can. But you have a whole nother household you gotta take care of.
That don't change the fact that y'all still a family. Y'all just a broken family. You're still a family, bro, and you still got to take care of your family. Now, if you separate,
that's an opinion. It does change the fact. That's not a fact.
What's not a fact?
We being a family isn't a fact. That's an opinion. We don't live together. We don't share bills no more like that.
For the same
It's
thing.
you can very much make the argument we are no longer the family. Saying we are is just a matter of opinion.
So why stay and take care of the kids?
Think or feel.
Why stay and take care of the kids? That ain't your family.
What happened?
Why stay and take care of your kids? Why be in your
kid is mine always.
Yeah, that's your family though, bruh. And
regardless if you accept,
regardless if you accept it or not,
that's my family. That doesn't mean my ex is still my family. That's a matter of opinion.
That's not a matter of opinion. That's
when your ex leaves you, when you separate from your partner and you were both married, that's not your ex anymore. In my opinion, that's just the mother of your children. And sure, she needs the same respect. But I agree with Dre. I don't think you're a family anymore in that aspect.
But that would only prove that that's the reason why there's so much dysfunction. Because when for some reason when two people separate, they feel like I don't got to do shit for you. But that's not the fact. You still have to work with me.
No, I agree with that. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do shit for them, but the reason why you should do it for them is not for them, it's for your kid.
Regardless of what the motivation is, I'm still stuck to you. I'm still tethered to you. There's no way to escape that. It's no matter if I don't want to be a part of this family, but as dysfunctional as it is, this is a dysfunctional family. And how do you think your kid is looking at it?
We got to deal with each other, but I'm stuck to the kid.
But how you think your kid is looking at it?
That's like saying I'm because that what you kind of say almost bothers me a little bit because that's like the child support shit where I'm a celebrity and I'm paying tens of thousands of dollars of child support. That ain't going to just a fucking kid.
That's a whole different argument, bro.
50 Cent baby mom never had a fucking job. This bitch was making 6 figures a year from child support and was claiming it wasn't enough.
That's a whole different argument.
Figures myself, and I take care of my entire family. The whole point I'm making though is this. So what you're saying is that I'm entitled because we're not together. I'm entitled to take care of you too.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I gotta take care of you. I gotta support you.
That's not what I'm saying. You missed the first part of the conversation. I'm not saying I have to take care of you. The whole point of the main thing that I said that when we separate, you're gonna have to work. So think about why you're separated.
You're still supposed to. You just said you're still supposed to take care of and do for that other person. You just said
I'm talking about the family, your children. If your children living in that lady household, you got to make sure she's squared away. You have to take care of her because if not,
how my children can live in my household?
Yeah, but do that happen? See, it's like we live in a fairy tale right now. Do that happen?
No, that's not. But that's an option. That's very much an option.
It's an option you have to fight for, so it's not an option.
It's
not something that's not going to just be given to you. The house could be fucked up and you still ain't getting the kids. The house could be fucked up and your house could be way better put together than her, and they still gonna give her the kids and make you give her the money. They're not just tossing men. Do you know?
That is not true at all. That might be what you know you have experienced. I have seen the opposite.
Yeah, but that's not. You highlight the minimal all the time. That's not what's going on in America, bruh. That's not. Men are out here fighting. Men are out here fighting for their kids. Men are fighting for their kids.
In the state of New Jersey, if your wife's house or your ex's house is fucked up, and you're the man, and your shit is straight, you're going to get your kids. I'll put money on that in the state where I live.
But what is the level of fucked up? How fucked up do it have to be? Because fucked up is subjective.
It ain't that shit's fucked up. It ain't clean.
Okay. Okay, then that's abuse. That's abuse. We talking about in a situation where your house is just a better place to be. Let's say her house ain't fucked up, but your house is the better choice. Now listen. Because somebody not being in the same standard as you could be making more money than her, and that's why your shit looks more extravagant. But she may be doing everything as far as the bare minimum to meet all the requirements to be a good parent for them kids. But they may be better off with you. They're not going to just automatically give them to you. You have to prove that she is a deadbeat mom. You have to prove she's a deadbeat mom before you can take them kids from her. She don't have to prove the same thing about you.
Yes, she does.
No, she does not.
Yes, she does.
No, she does not. She only has to make the accusation. She only has to make the accusation, sir. I have
seen people go through it.
She only has to make the accusation.
Listen, Mojo, my boss's wife literally tried to take his kids from him. Tried to take the kids and move to Chicago.
Okay.
The judge said, Fuck that. You have to prove he's a bad father. She couldn't.
To take them and move to another state, sir. Not to take them and move to another state. Yes, you cannot take your kids to another state. But she had who the kids live with. Who the kids live? They have joint custody. My point exactly.
Joint custody.
That's joint custody, but they're not giving full custody to a dad without him proving that the mother is a piece of shit.
She tried to get full. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. He didn't try to get full custody ever.
She was trying to take those kids to another state.
Let me finish. She tried to get full custody to take them to Chicago. When that didn't happen, she tried to get full custody to live with them, and the judge said no.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point. That seesaw you talking about is never going to tip all the way in the father's favor if the mother ain't a fucking piece of shit.
Mojo, it's never going to tip. You literally just said it won't happen. Where she doesn't have to prove he's a bad dad to take the kids away.
She don't have.
She does.
Listen,
you were wrong.
You listen.
I literally just showed you an example where she had to. You were wrong.
He did
and
not.
I say it again. In the state where I live, what you just said is incorrect.
Which part? Because she was trying to take them to another state. And yes, you cannot do that.
And the second part of my story, when she couldn't, she just tried to take him out the house and still couldn't do that.
She couldn't take him out of what house?
Out of the house that they had.
That they lived in together? Her and him lived in together?
She wanted her kids to come live with her 100%, and the judge said no.
Right. That's not.
Why would I not let him?
You're missing what I'm saying. You're missing what I'm saying 100%. You are. What I'm saying to you is that never in a case, I'm not gonna say never. Maybe in a small example somewhere, but in most cases, automatically the mom is getting the custody, regardless of what you're talking about. The mom is getting the custody. The first thought is that it's going to the mother. Then you as the man has to then prove.
You're wrong. Maybe in DC, maybe in Maryland, in New Jersey, I'll bet money, and we can go through this. You're wrong. You are wrong.
I can only speak for where I am, and for where I am, so I can't be wrong. Then how can I just be wrong?
Because you never said where I am. You talking about in America? I'm
talking about in America, bro. Because that's what happens, bro.
You said in America.
Why? So where's child support? What child support is in America, right? Everybody go through child support, right? Are there a lot of women abusing child support right now?
I'm sure there are.
So, with that simple thing being a fact right there, that if they're abusing it, they get the first dibs for. They're the ones that get the cry wolf first. And then I have to go and I have to go prove my case. See, automatically she's gonna get some kind of custody. It's not guaranteed to me.
No, she's not in the case you have experienced in the past. If you go back 20 years ago, yeah. And things have changed. This is 2020. Equal rights, right?
No, it's not equal rights, bro. Look, I'm in it right now. This is why I can say that I'm in it right now, bro. I'm in it right now. I don't live in New Jersey. I'm telling you from my perspective.
I can't speak for California, neither can you.
I'm speaking from the perspective. Well, then let's just say where I live, DC and Maryland. And Virginia. The first person that gets it is the mother. And then you have to then go and tell them what it is you want to do. Do you want half custody? Do you want to give her the week and you get the weekend? You get to then fight for what it is you want. It's never the first thing is never that 1 week with you, 1 week with him. One day with you, one day with him.
I know people from New York. I know people in Delaware. I know people in fucking and in Pennsylvania. They have gone in front of the judge, and the first thing the judge says is, "Have you guys created some sort of agreement?" No? Okay. Where do the kids currently reside now?
If we had an agreement, we wouldn't be in there. If we had an agreement, we wouldn't be in there.
That's not necessarily true.
Why do we need? If we have an agreement and we're working through our agreement, why do we need the court?
That's foolish. Agree to something verbally and decide that's what it is. But sometimes you might want to go, hey, I want this on paper because I don't want you.
I understand that not trusting the other person. I understand that, but that means we're not really under an agreement because I can't really trust that you're going to go through with it.
I just don't trust that you're going to hold up on it. But we are in an agreement.
We have some terms. We have some terms that we wish to follow, but because
when you sign a contract, that's an agreement, and people breach it all the time. There's a term for it, breach of contract. So just because you may not do what you're supposed to do doesn't mean we don't have an agreement. It means we do. You just decided to break the agreement. We definitely have an agreement, though. But you just decided to break it.
So even with the case of child support, why would child support even be on the table? Why wouldn't the child just go to the parent that has the ability to take care of them. Why would you fight for custody for the child and then ask me for some money? You obviously can't do it.
You live with your daughter, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't
So
ask
you
her
don't
mother
never
for
ask-
nothing.
I understand that. I understand that, but you don't. But you also understand why somebody would want to live with their kid too. Then.
No, you're missing my point.
No. I know what you're saying, but here's the thing: I may not have the money to do it, but I still want to.
Then don't go fight for because I don't know very many fathers that are just keeping the mother away from their child. I've never once told my daughter's mother she couldn't come see her, she couldn't come get her and call her and do whatever she want to do whenever she wants to. The choice is right there. She chooses what she does is it shows right there.
Because we need it on again legal. I need it on paper.
I'm not gonna force it, and that's another thing that's another reason why even talking about the leaving your kids with people. If you don't want my daughter around you, I'm not gonna put it on paper and force you to do it because you may be put in some kind of strenuous circumstance where my daughter might be put in danger. No,
what?
you do.
Hold on,
We're talking about because the whole talk we talking about is what you leave your kids with.
So it's not about not wanting. No, it's the opposite. I do want her around.
I do want you around, but you may not want to be around. So I'm not going to go to the court and make you be around if you don't want to be around because all you're going to do.
About you. No, you said why go to court? It wouldn't be on you if you're the father, you're the parent who has the child and has the custody or all that or whatever. She's with you. You wouldn't be the one to go to court to do that. It'd be the other parent.
Nah,
the one who can't take care of the
when you.
Hey, I want to go to court.
I'm talking about custody is different because you can get custody and not have no child support. But now they go hand in hand. Now they go hand in hand. So women aren't just going to get custody of their children so they can live their lives and say fuck this nigga. It's
custody and child support. I want custody and I want child support. I know. I said both things.
Yeah, but that's what makes it. That's the problem right there, though. Because you can't go if you want custody. Don't ask for custody and then ask me for some money.
But I want custody, but I'm not in a position where I can actually take care of the kid 100% of my own yet.
Then you be a weekend mom, like I could be a weekend dad.
I'm used to you. Mom. I'm used to you taking care of.
You be a weekend mom. I don't care what you're used to. I also was used to fucking you every night, but I'm not gonna get to do that. So I don't give a fuck about what you used to do.
I understand that, but I'm saying I don't need you. I just need a little help for a little bit to take care of the kid.
Well, we can talk about that. That's what I'm saying. See, most men ain't in with the spiteful, being angry and trying to get back at you about shit. If we're being realistic and honest about it, most men aren't doing that. So that's my point. Is we're not handling this parental situation the same way. Because most men, when they separate from their person that they're not with no more, they think that maybe let's just do it like we've been doing it. I understand we beefing right now, but let's just do it how we've been doing it. It's them that initiating 80% of the custody and child support case. No man is rushing to go to a court unless their child is in danger.
Some men do.
Some sir. I'm talking about the majority. When I'll be speaking with the majority. 80% of custody and child support cases are started by the women.
My daughter's my baby mom's other baby's father. He took himself to court. 50 Cent said he did the same shit. Yo, when I got a kid, to beat the bullshit, before it even gets to that, I go to, hey, what is it I gotta pay? Let me find out. Let me put the shit out so there ain't no fucking issues or problems with it. Some men are like that.
Some men are. Some men are. I'm not going to argue.
I have union members. I got union members I've talked to about and said the same thing. And I will say this. Typically, the men who are like that are typically the ones who are in the positions where they can afford.
Yes, absolutely.
They're like, I'm not trying to play games. I'm not trying to have any issues. Let me just go and find out what the fuck you need or what I'm supposed to do so it's no fucking problems off rip.
Precisely.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if you ain't in a position to pay child support, you're not going to take yourself to court and do it. You know what I'm saying? You'd be stupid. But some men do it. A lot. I think it's probably a lot more than you think.
I'm going to say a lot don't do that because I understand that. I understand you may be in a particular circumstance. You don't want this woman to get nothing but what they tell you to give her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I understand that. I know that stuff exists, but I just know that ain't the average person is living with $42,000 a year. That's what the average person in America is living off of. So we don't. The majority.
Nah, that can't be.
Check it out, bro.
After taxes.
Check it out, bro. Nobody not
about after taxes, right?
After taxes, yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, because before taxes, that's probably like around 60 grand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm talking after taxes. I'm talking about what they're living on. They're living on $42,000 a year.
Yeah, believe it or not, that's not ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous because that's my point. Is that it's not. It don't cost a lot to live out here. It costs a lot to live extravagant.
Yeah.
It costs a lot to live.
If your mortgage is $1,500 a month, I mean, it's what? How much is it a year?
It's all about living within your
$1,500 a
means.
month is not bad for mortgage.
Like your mortgage is what, 18 grand a month? So that's if out of that 42, you're still left with over 20 grand outside of your mortgage. Utility bills maybe another throughout the year, maybe another like 5 grand. Like, let's say 6 grand. Because your utility bills, let's say there's 500 a month for all your utilities added up. What?
Nothing.
You pay more?
Nah, I'm something popped up on my screen. I'm shocked to see it. But
So, yeah.
Well, what popped on your screen?
Yeah, no, it is 42 after taxes. You making 42 grand? It's not ridiculous. You can definitely live off of that. You can be comfortable.
yeah, I agree. You can live off that. But my only point.
You know what? Shit, I know when I first started my job, I was only grossing like 56 or 55 a year.
If you're responsible, you definitely can make things happen with that money.
After taxes, I was making like 40 and some change, and I was
definitely. Depending on how responsible you are, you can make that happen. But most people ain't living within their means nowadays. They drive, they got notes, and they using credit, and you don't know your job ain't promised, bro. Nothing ain't promised. Just buying frivolous shit.
That's true though. Like people don't know how to live under the minimum.
It don't even got to be the minimum. It don't have to be the minimum, but just your means. It don't have to be the minimum.
But it's not even that. It's like even when you work that job and you try to do that under the minimum type shit, it works for like you. I guess when you first, like let's say you first get a job, real good paying job, and you see the money you can do within I don't know 80 hours or in total maybe a week or 2 weeks, and you look at that money, you're like, damn. If I want to work a little bit more over that, let's see what it looks like. And you might get more, but it's like even when you get more money, you do get taxed more anyways. So that's why I was told, like when I was working FedEx, I was told to try to live under the minimum because you can do fucking 90 fucking in a week, do like close to 80 hours in a week, and get all this money, but it's still gonna get like $300-$400 back regardless. And it wouldn't make no sense. It really just you only get like a little bit more past your regular pay if you look at it like that way.
Oh yeah, guys. By the way, I got my
everything and shit like that. Compensation. I mean, what's that shit called? Commission. Then that's different.
By the way, guys, I got my anime thing working.
Yeah, you on the show. Welcome, Black Trump.
Yeah, we see, bro.
Didn't know if you needed to know
Fucking Donald Trump. He's a Black Trump.
Y'all voting for Trump?
Damn right.
You say you won't?
You vote for Trump?
Said I will. I'm gonna vote for him.
I knew you'd come.
Hey.
Good old boy.
Y'all niggas out y'all.
Hey, nah.
Good old.
Y'all one of the good ones, aren't you, huh?
Writing myself in this it's like I did last time, nigga. I'm voting for my goddamn self.
I heard that too.
It's my vote, and that's a wasted vote. So the fuck what, bitch? It's mine, and I can do what I want with it.
Imagine that everybody just joking around votes Trump, and then Trump actually fucking wins again.
People are like, well, tell the God we don't want to win, and find me a fucking candidate I want to vote for.
Yeah.
That is true.
For real. Not for real. That's the truth. Is find me a candidate I really actually want to vote for.
I think that the best candidates are the younger candidates because they have like a broader idea of what America is at the moment instead of what it was. I think everybody's too stuck on what it was instead of what it is right now.
I think the fact that they're in competition with somebody like Donald Trump says a lot about them. Not so much about him, but a lot about them. Because they don't even have anybody to present to take it from him. Like, who do you have? Who you?
Yeah, a lot of people haven't been making it like shit. The candidates race is coming up. Like, it's going to show all the people who are going to be on the board.
All I'm saying is Kanye is a good candidate.
Yeah, Kanye's on there too.
He's not a good candidate.
Yeah, he is. What you talking about? Kanye's 2024, bro.
What? Kanye is too emotionally unstable for him to be the president of the United States. There's no way you all are really.
Kanye's gonna get all them Jews that took his money. Like that.
That's one nigga. He ain't doing shit to them. Man, y'all tripping. Y'all crazy. Y'all bet not vote
All
for
I'm
his
saying
ass.
is he made graduation. That's all the proof we need.
Okay. I can't believe this. I can't believe. I believe you're serious about voting for Kanye, monkey.
Nah, I'm not.
No,
I gotta see what's going on in the race.
Believe me, if Kanye runs this year, I will register to vote for Kanye.
What?
I mean,
Are you
I'll think about
serious?
it.
Why? What is he offering you?
Graduation too.
I don't care about that music album.
I want them to try to put the. I'm voting for the brokest.
Imagine this, just a concert in the White House.
No, the White House not for that. No.
Shit, fuck that. You trying to say we have a concert at the White House and then it get blown up or some shit.
Oh,
You ain't distracted about a fucking
we
party.
don't need y'all in there niggering up the White House, man.
He really wouldn't get shit done in the office.
No, he wouldn't do a fucking thing, man.
You don't think he'll move the whole country?
Move him to do what?
He'll move the whole country,
To
bro.
do what?
He'll make people overthrow the government.
Him? He will be the government then.
Yeah. Exactly. Like
All I'm saying is the diss tracks to North Korea, China, and Russia about to be fire.
The diss track.
That is hilarious.
That is all I'm saying. I want him in office. Kanye 2024.
I can't. What is he going to
Probably
do?
Rock.
What is
And
his
if it's The Rock-
policies? I can't. What is his policies?
We told you, graduation too.
That does not help me. I didn't.
right, that is not even a policy. Right? I need so too.
He wants to take care of artists.
Yeah,
I'm about to look it up.
I don't. I'm an artist. You gonna take care of me?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have a platinum album to get taken care of.
Yep.
I don't got one of those.
He about to turn the whole White House into a big ass studio, and I'm down for it.
I'm down for that kind of too. I would like to see the first president to get the whole White House demolished to build the house that they want there.
The black.
Yeah, it's not illegal to destroy the White House, though.
I know it is, but
No,
it
it's,
would be
it's,
nice.
I don't think
Like,
it's technically
I don't think
illegal,
it's allowed.
actually, maybe because it's a historical building.
And it's also the White House.
Yeah. But I mean, they can remodel the Air Force One. I mean, you saw what Trump did.
So you can remodel the White House. They can remodel some of the rooms inside, but
Should we paint it and make it the Black House?
yeah, they would never do that.
Why
Never,
not?
never ever. They be too worried
Gotta
about
look
the
up what Kanye
barbecue.
gonna do.
You know niggas would be barbecuing on the front lawn.
Yeah.
That's what they thought Obama was gonna do. They thought Obama was gonna get in office and start fucking barbecuing on the fucking.
But see, they
the
was
grass.
stupid. If they was smart, they would know they would want a nigga that's gonna barbecue in the front yard because he gets sniped first. Like, what are you trying to save him
I
from?
mean, that area that you see, I imagine that shit is locked out.
No, it's not. I ride through there all the time on my bike. I take.
Walk right up there.
Never mind. Then.
You can't. Now you can't walk up to it. Now you can't walk up to the White House no more. But everything else you can walk right up to.
Oh, you can't walk up to the fence no more?
Yeah, to the fence. That's where I take y'all to the fence. The outer fence, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say because that closer fence
I
always
mean,
be
that's
blocked
fair. You
off.
can
Like,
just simply walk up where the president fucking lives.
No, that historical fence, you can't walk up with that no more. That whole street is.
yeah, that joint. Yeah, they have that joint blocked off.
Yeah.
Funny enough, in Puerto Rico, you can walk up to the governor's house. Like, it's right there in the streets in our old town. And
Oh,
can do that
you
here,
can
too.
walk up to the governor's house here.
Yeah, listen, I've driven past the governor's crib.
I'm about to say, you know how many governors been attacked over here?
Yeah, they get all kind of fucked up mail and all kind of shit. People be dropping all kind of shit in their mailboxes. But most of
you know what? You know they say that Kanye said that he's not running anymore. He said he's no longer interested in running for the U.S. presidency in 2024.
I
He
guess
said,
he's running with the Rock.
that's because
He
he gonna
about to
be
drop some hard-ass
he
promos.
gonna be vice president for Donald Trump. Watch.
Right. He said he's focusing more on his family and his private Christian school, Donda Academy.
Fuck it, we're voting for the Rock then.
I ain't voting for the Rock.
I'm voting for the Rock.
Hey, the
I'm
Rock
ready
is
to hear
going for president.
bomb-ass
I think
promos
I'm voting
before
for no
wars.
fucking Rock, bro. He's as delusional as Oprah with that fucking the what's that shit called? The Maui fires and shit.
No, fuck all. I'm trying to hear some promos that have a president.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn between that whole little situation.
Why?
Rock and Oprah delusional.
So the reason why I'm torn between that whole situation is, why the fuck isn't the government going to help those people? Why do they gotta ask for money at all? Why they gotta donate money at all? Why the government not going to help those people who lost their houses?
Wait, what's that?
Well, that's some real shit.
You know what I'm saying?
They've asked that too. Like, no, like we haven't really put nothing towards them. Like, who's come over there to help them for real?
Now, what I will say, if you are going to take responsibility and you are in a position to change something or help or something like that, I don't think what they did was that great as far as Oprah and The Rock go. And I heard them explaining what they were trying to do and all of that, but I think that you took the responsibility and saying you were going to help those people. You and Rock came up. You and Rock put together $10 million of your own money and then said, "Let me ask other people for money now." And you didn't ask other stars. You didn't ask your star friends. You asked regular normal people. You gave regular normal people a place to donate. That's the part that I had that I thought was kind of. And who's to say that once you got enough money in donations, that once you got your $10 million, or you got enough to where you could take your $10 million back, why wouldn't you?
You can't.
Yeah, that's fact.
What do you mean take it back?
So this is what they said. This is what Oprah said her plan was to do, right? She said she seen Dolly Parton had decided to do a concert for cancer or something that happened, some kind of natural disaster happened, and she decided to do a concert, and all of the money that she made from the concert, she made $10 million from the concert. She just donated it to the people who had went through the thing, right? The whatever the disaster was, right? And what she did is Dolly Parton set up a fund to where the people that was affected will receive $1,000 a month, until they got themselves together or until it was depleted or whatever, right?
$1,000 a month?
Yeah. So Oprah said that was her plan. That was her inspiration, and that was what she was going to do. Now, the backlash came from because, Oprah, you're not just regular rich. You're not regular. I don't even know.
Illuminati rich.
Yeah, you're not regular rich. And you shouldn't be. If you have more, you don't even need The Rock. Rock is don't even have half the money you got. You know what I mean?
No, he's not close.
Like worth $800 million.
Yeah, so you got maybe 5 times his money. I'll be modest and say you only got $5 billion. I'll say you got, I don't know.
Oprah's probably only got she's only worth 2 or 3. Or
you think only 2 or 3 billion? Even still, you're a billionaire.
That's still a billion with a B. I don't know what that's no
way.
Yeah, right. I don't know what we're subtracting and retracting billions.
$1 billion a year. Oprah's $1 billion because of her assets. She has $1 billion in assets, but annually she makes millions. She doesn't make billions.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact because she still got the network, and you're right. She's not making billions a year, but she ain't. Let's say that the billion she got in the bank, she can just live off the millions that she make every year. You know what I'm saying? Still, that she never got to touch her billions. That's how many millions she makes. But anyway, she got a lot of backlash because she didn't go and ask her star friends. The first thing she did was start asking regular people to donate, and everybody looking at this billionaire like, why are you asking for anything? You know what I mean? Like, you have the money, you have enough money where you could change everybody on the whole island's life. You know what I mean? So that's where it came from. But I understand the backlash that they got, because my thing is, if you're gonna take the responsibility, and I think the only reason why her and The Rock took responsibility is because when the fires were coming, they took extra precautions to set their houses up and protect their houses, which is what they should have did. You know what I mean? They had houses on compounds on the island, and
every celebrity did.
Yeah, and they took the necessary steps to protect their stuff. And somebody looked at that and was like, "Oh, look at that! You definitely took care of yourself, and you're a billionaire. You're not looking out for the people. You know how Hawaiians are. Like, they don't want the mainlanders on there. Y'all fucking up our shit anyway. So you protect." And then apparently they started buying land up too.
Yeah, and I'm about to say Jeff Bezos already had fire suits and fire shit, like just precautionary stuff that to any fire that started around his house, like This man is like prepared for this shit.
The thing Hawaiians, and I heard a Hawaiian say this, the thing Hawaiians, it sucks. I understand where they come from. The things that sucks about their stance they want to take and what they don't seem to understand is Hawaii is like Puerto Rico or Jamaica or any Caribbean island or the Maldives or Bora Bora. It lives off of tourism money. So as much as you hate the mainlanders coming in and fucking shit up and don't want them there, that's literally your economy.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree on that statement. When I was little, I personally hated everybody from the States because, you know, we get taught that we got colonized and whatnot, and we're like, well, shit, that's fucked up on their part. But the older that I grew, the more that I saw, well, goddamn, they're the ones making us money, so it's not like we can get rid of them and still have an economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's very unfortunate, though. Very unfortunate.
What's unfortunate? That you're a part of the United States? That's how everybody.
No. Just the way that like how you're saying it, it's like we can't sustain without them. But they were just saying like
That's no different than Las Vegas. Las Vegas could not survive without the tourism. That's no different.
True. No, Nevada cannot survive without Las Vegas.
It's not that they could survive without us, Monkey. They could stop being a state. They could stop being part of the U.S. altogether, but they still need tourist dollars.
Yes.
They still need people from the U.S. and from from here, because you're not getting a whole bunch of fucking UK people going to Puerto Rico.
Even if they were their own independent country, independent nation, they still will need to make money off of tourist dollars because they're isolated.
They have their natural resources. They could make money off of that, and they try to export it. But it's tourism that runs the fucking country. And when I talk about this with my Puerto Rican baby mom, she gets mad because there's this law called the Jones Act, and she talks about how it's restrictive and da Puerto Rico. And the Jones Act is literally what gives me and my union a jobs. And so we've had studies done and all this shit. And I've literally brought the research home to show her, look, there was an independent study done by this independent group to see the effect of the Jones Act in Puerto Rico. You know what they found? What? It had no effect. But look at the data. Literally look at the data. It shows it's right there, and she didn't want to hear none of it.
In my opinion, the biggest thing with Puerto Rico is that we've been colonized for so much and depended on other countries' economy to sustain us that we never developed our own. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that is my biggest opinion. We've been a colony for so long that we cannot stop being a colony anymore. Now our next step is either becoming a state, but not independent. That's not an option because we were gold rich. We had a lot of gold, a fuck ton of gold. That's why Spain always win. But they took all of it, so we have no natural asset that we can export and make money out of it. We can't. And if Puerto Rico had all that gold still, it could probably maybe not thrive as a solitary nation. Maybe it will still need the U.S. as an ally, but it could survive. It could very much survive with those gold assets.
How much gold could it have been if they were able to take it all?
Ooh, it was a.
That's a good question. I don't think
we were slaves. Like it was slave work mostly that got it out of the place.
No, I'm sure, but for them to deplete the whole island, I think that it couldn't have been that.
It probably wasn't all that much, but
it was enough for them to take it.
And the plantations there were mostly like
sugar cane, yeah.
I mean, we have natural resources, but my point still stands. Like, we've been a colony for so long that I don't think we can get out of that situation anymore.
Even if you did break away from the United States, you would still run the same way you run now. It's under the same system.
It would still be a democracy. It's just us saying that we're our own independent nation. I think that is like that pride of a nation that wants to be its own thing. I don't think we necessarily, I don't think we necessarily deviate from, democracy. We want to be free and then radicalize into fascism, communism. I think we'd still be that same democracy, but our pride as a single solitary nation would be the main drive to independence.
You want to know the biggest issue with Puerto Rico and their economy throughout the years? Their biggest hindrance has been, and I said it to my girl, my baby mom, she hates it, but it's true because if you look it up, you'll find statistics and facts to go along with it. Has been poor and corrupt political leadership.
I agree. I very much agree with that.
It wasn't robbed by mainlanders. It wasn't robbed by other countries. The wealth wasn't exported by other people. The wealth was fucking given away by corrupt politicians.
I
They try
agree
to
with
copy
that.
money.
That's
They
why
try
we're in debt right
to
now. I don't understand the situation anymore,
Puerto
but with
Rico has a
something.
history of corrupt politics. Just a few,
Yeah.
what was it? The last governor before this was it? They were yelling Ricky Manunzi in the street. Or not
Yeah.
the last governor before this, one before that. Like they were literally telling the governor to fucking to resign.
And he did. I do agree with that statement. I don't get mad at it at all because I do agree. I think our political system is corrupt. And I do agree with that. And I think that the best way to uncorrupt it, and even though this may be a bit more of a radical view, is completely reforming it.
Reforming it to what?
Hmm?
Reforming it to
I
what?
have no idea because communism is not an option. We're a colony, you know. I wouldn't say deviate from a democracy, but reform it into a respectable democracy instead of being ran by corrupt governors. Like, I don't know how you could do that. Basically,
It's about the
ousting.
people. It's about the people. The only way
Exactly.
to do that, the only way to, what you're saying is some kind of oversight. You have to
Exactly.
have some kind of oversight, but then you have to ensure that the people who are given the ability for that oversight aren't corrupt themselves and aren't going to overdo shit that they shouldn't be doing. It's fucked up because you really have to trust the people you put in place.
The only way, the absolute only way to do that is one like a direct democracy where all the fucking people vote on all the issues and all that shit all the time. Because then, as far as corruption, the only way to really be corrupt is to try to lie to the people before they vote. But it wouldn't be you doing, you know what I'm saying, like making shady rules and laws and all that
Yeah.
because the people would be the ones voting on them.
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't
so
have a
we
need
need
for all
something
of
like
these.
that.
Democracy,
Or-
I think, is the best type of democracy. But
It has to be
unfortunately,
something like,
yeah.
as
I
say,
think
it has-
that the
Go ahead,
you
I'm
go
sorry.
for it. No, you're fine.
like Great Britain does it right with their government. If at any point in time the people of the government lose faith in their government, the prime minister or anybody, they can challenge a vote. They can put a challenge vote forward. The prime minister has lost the faith of the people, and they put it to a vote. And if they lose, the prime minister loses that vote in parliament, it goes to an election.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
at any given point in time, if you don't hold the faith of the people who you have sworn to look after while you're in office, you can be removed from office.
I
think that's a great thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's a great
that'd
way
be
too.
a good idea too. Just having yes senators, having representatives of each, each town, because we don't call them states in Puerto Rico, we call them towns. We have different towns, and if at some point in time that senator or the governor doesn't have the best interest of the people, or the people feel that they don't have the best interest in mind, I believe that he should be ousted immediately, no matter how far in or out of their term they are.
You wouldn't have to oust them though. You wouldn't have to kick them out, because if they knew that was a possibility for the people to challenge them that way, they would make better decisions. Because the last thing you would want is for you to be trying to push something along, and then the people like, nah, fuck what you saying, bro. What y'all want to do?
But I mean, there's also some people that simply do not give a fuck, and they think they can get away with anything because they're in some sort of position of power.
Imagine that power here. Like anytime Joe Biden get up there talking crazy, every fucking reporter that's recording him at the moment to say, turn around to their camera, like, hold on, y'all, no, fuck what he's talking about right now. I'm sure we all agree this is crazy. So let's take this to a vote. We're gonna come back tomorrow. We're gonna go to whatever voting channel we use. We're gonna do that tomorrow. Fuck what he's talking about.
Get your votes ready, because this thing's talking.
Yeah, he's talking crazy. And I bet you'll see a quick turnaround real fast. No, hold on, people. Hold on. This is what I was trying to say.
PR teams would go crazy though if that was the case.
You putting words in my mouth. I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, that is blasphemous. You're saying that good old Papa Joe said
President be joking sometimes. You know, President got sense. He be silly sometimes. I'm trying to show you I'm a regular person. That's all.
Yeah. Everybody turn around. Let's jump them.
No, it'd straight up be a dick eating contest at that point.
For who?
For the president.
He couldn't suck everybody's.
Yeah.
He couldn't suck everybody.
Fall asleep before he got the first
Couldn't.
one out.
He would have to suck at least 51% of the dicks in the country.
Oh, what the fuck?
He couldn't. That's why it would be a perfect system. He wouldn't be able to just do that.
Yeah.
Oh. That would be a perfect system, bro.
Sucking random dick. What you doing, Mr. President? You bugging? You out here bugging?
Damn, I got a big ass nose.
President out here bugging again, y'all. There be niggas walking around like, you ain't get your dick sucked by the
You
president
break
yet?
so much. I can't hear. I don't know if that's me. Cause like, I don't know if your mic's not turned up.
There be niggas walking around like, for real, you ain't get your dick sucked by the president yet?
No.
Not only dick sucking, clit
I
sucking.
did.
Like that nigga will
Nah,
be.
you went on that whole I'm gonna blow you apology tour. You wasn't with the job.
I'm gonna blow you apology.
He's like, hey, bro, nigga, he did it. Everybody in the hood got their dick sucked. Yeah, you didn't get that presidential blowjob, nigga.
That's fucking sick, bro.
I'm like, shit. You know what? I got lucky because he got too tired like 2 people before me, and he let his wife take over.
Capital.
That shit would be hilarious.
That's crazy.
Just go ahead and re-elect him for the simple fact that he knows how to suck dick better than the next candidate. We may have our first female president.
That nigga be like, nah, man, I'm not running no more, bruh. Nah, you ain't got no choice.
Good.
Dick sucking Saturdays.
Hell
No,
no.
no, that was a joke, but that could bring the first female president.
Oh, ain't no female running for president if that was the prerequisite.
Imagine
Only
that
fan
was
models
the
that
case.
running for presidency.
Imagine if you fucked up or you made a law and then people didn't like it. The people who were negatively affected by some shit, like you could demand fucking public blowjobs or some shit. You know how much fucking government would change?
Oh wow. Yeah, they take that law out real quick.
Nah, them niggas would get their shit together. We'd have the best fucking government in the world. They'd be like, yo, we are not fucking up for nobody. I am not about to suck nobody.
There be motherfuckers waiting outside the Capitol and shit. Like, yeah, I'm just waiting.
Remember y'all let the government shut down, right? Yeah. I was out of work for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Any discriminatory law, you
I was out of work for 2 weeks.
Either you or your wife.
He said it's either you or your wife. Hey,
or the vice.
Nah, that'd be crazy. Or to make it even worse for them, just have the first lady do it.
Oh, no woman would encourage their husband to be president at that point. Oh, you want to do what? Fuck no.
Let's be honest, it'd be the only real dick she'd get for like the past 50 years.
Whoa, wait a minute. How do you know?
Because I know, nigga, don't ask about it.
Yeah, that looks so wild in that fucking. That looks so wild in this little animation thing. That looks so fucking hilarious.
He's so busy watching this, forgot you on the show too.
Yeah, I'm not figuring out on the damn show. What the fuck you talking about?
Whatever. You got some more questions?
Questions? I mean, y'all talking about dick sucking and shit. And all this other crap with like dicks.
No,
Oh, but that's too much
who
to
be
say to that
the
shit.
best senator at sucking dick?
What?
What?
Who be the best senator or congressman at sucking dick?
CD, we're not having that conversation. CD.
Well,
No.
you are though.
We're not. You just say just tell us who you would like to suck, and then we'll move on.
No comment.
He's thinking about it.
My head is really thinking about that shit. Like, hold up. No,
I saw this nigga one time, right?
yeah, I mean, I don't. We went out to a whole bunch of topics. I mean, I can bring it right back to what we were talking about before.
You can't hear Rex, can you? You can't hear Rex.
Actually, how the fuck do we go talking about Puerto Rico to who's the best? God damn.
You, CD. You.
That was you, bro. What you talking about, bro?
What do you mean?
Not
I
even.
did absolutely no such thing. I stay on topic.
Yeah, you stayed on the topic of.
Yeah, you took those topics. Your favorite topics.
My favorite topic is Star Wars. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, okay.
So why the fuck does my Trump character look like Uncle Ruckus if he was what he wanted to be?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting tired of looking at that thing. It looks disgusting. Still look ugly as a motherfucker.
I don't know what you're talking about. This right here is the face of a president.
Almost look like Nixon. But did y'all hear about the mom that let her 3-year-old child drown, and because she was on her phone so hard doing singing TikToks and things like that, the kid ended up drowning and dying.
For real?
Not for real. And the more sad part about it is that yeah, she gets charged for I think like manslaughter or whatever or neglect, and she's going to jail for a while. At the same time, like she didn't even know that her child was the one who drowned. It took like 5 minutes after. Like they had eyewitness accounts, and everybody was saying that she was really glued on her phone the whole time. She barely looked up. She literally, actually, I think, let the child do his thing. She turned around, went back to her seat, was just on her phone the whole time. The boy was only 3. We're talking about a 3-year-old, not like a 13-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Where they can take care of themselves and things like that. We're talking about a 3-year-old at a water park. And they're trying to sue the lifeguards, trying to pin it on them like it's their fault. And my question for that is like, who do you think is at fault? I feel like it's an easy question to answer. But how does everybody feel about this? Do you think it was the lifeguard's responsibility that a 3-year-old was
Yes.
in the pool by themselves, or was it the mother? Oh, and let me add this detail. You know how most parks they have a disclaimer or a warning or a thing that goes like, if your child is under a certain age, the adult must be attended or near them, or not even near them, but like right next to them at all times, no matter what. And this pool or this water park had that, so she can't sue them. The lawyer trying to like make it like it's the lifeguard's fault. But yeah. Who's fault? My question is, who do you think? Who's at fault here?
I mean,
They both are.
yeah, I'm about to say they both are.
At the end of the day, the lifeguard, his job is to be a lifeguard to watch. So if someone's in the pool, he should be aware of everyone that's in the pool. That's what you're paid to do. So you shouldn't be like, where's the mom? Bitch, why are you there then? What is the
Yeah,
sense of having a
that's
lifeguard
literally
there?
your job.
It won't be up to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, if I happen to see it, no, you're there to fucking see it, to make sure you see it.
Yeah,
So pay attention.
it's your only purpose for being there.
But at the same time, if you're a parent, you need to know what the fuck your kid is doing. So don't sit there and be like, how did y'all let my son? Nah. Did you really just say, all right, I'm gonna go to the park, I'm gonna let you run around and go in the water and swim, which you can't do, obviously. And I'm not gonna pay attention because there's a lifeguard here who you don't know, doesn't love you, doesn't have any ties to you, but I'm gonna expect they're gonna watch you and care for you the same way I would. Nah, like you gotta know that that's not gonna happen.
As an adult, you have personal responsibility, and your children belong to you, and you should take care. I bet you she locked the door to her car.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like closing your door is the first line of defense. The door closing is the lifeguard, but the lock is you, baby.
Bars.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I had to think about it too. Like the lifeguard, this time, I mean, like okay, example when I'm at my pool, or I was at my daughter's grandmother's pool, right? The lifeguard, they be like, that kid better be in the 3 feet, or just they better if they can't swim, they shouldn't be in there. Like they will point out a real young one, be like they can't beat it by themselves. They'll even say that. They're like, whose kid is that? You know what I mean? But I don't know if it's like in a big water park and you're watching like, maybe hundreds of people, not hundreds, maybe up to like 100 people in a big thing.
Don't matter how.
And there's like at least maybe like 10 lifeguards around the whole perimeter. Maybe one would have said something. I don't know.
That's where they were at. They were at a water park.
It was more like a water park type of deal.
Same place, same difference if you ask me.
Yeah, for real.
At a water park, how did the lifeguards not see that? That's
I mean, it's possible. A little kid in a pool full of people. It's really possible.
So how did no one else see it then?
That's why I say my mind, everybody at the pool was responsible. You know what I mean? Because if the baby went under next to you, gonna just let him go under?
Word.
All right. People swimming around him while you're underneath the water, or he's struggling. People just watching him struggle. Like, I think that's weird.
Oh, I don't know. It's just like it reads the story that next thing you know, out of nowhere, this boy is drowning.
Where did this happen at? Where did this happen at?
Over in Texas. Yeah, Texas water park.
All right, it wasn't a black family this happened to, was it?
Huh?
I said it wasn't like a black family this happened to, was it? Please tell me no.
Yeah, I think it was. Was it Monkey?
I don't want to say it was racist.
Was it black folk?
Oh no! It was she looks either Spanish or from like Afghanistan.
I don't want to say it was racism, just because it was in Texas, but
What I'm saying is that they don't love damn people down there.
I'm just saying, I don't know. People always say
it's
far from racism. Like, Texas was the last state to still have fucking slaves, and one of the worst states during Jim Crow, and like one of the only states I know that still has fucking sundown towns.
Yeah.
Sundown town. What does that mean?
Oh, you don't know what a sundown town is?
How don't you know what a sundown town is?
I'm about to save your life, young man. So a sundown.
You said sundial or sundown?
Sundown town.
Sundown. No, I don't know what that is.
So a sundown town is a town in the U.S. There's one in Texas. I know there's one called Vizier, Texas. It's a sundown town. And what that means is when the sun goes down, black people are not allowed in that town. Now, legally, you're allowed to be anywhere in the state. You're a resident of the country. You can be anywhere. But when the sun goes down, if you are on the streets or whatever, they getting you. If you are in the town, no black people, from my understanding, live in the town.
Now, me personally, it is one of my favorite sports to partake in.
That's not the same, bro.
Like, you are not supposed to be there if you are not white after the sun goes down. In fact, there's a video where this delivery driver talks about it, and he's like an Amazon or like a truck driver. She's like, I get there. And they pull me up normally. I pull in, I back my shit into the loading bay, whatever. Like, I do it every other place. Get out. The guy sees me, says, "What the hell are you doing here?" He goes, "I'm driving the truck." He goes, "Oh man, why'd you get here so late?" He's like, "Mind you, it's almost like 6:00 or whatever. Like, it's not sunset. I probably got an hour, like maybe a couple hours left until sunset."
Yeah.
So I'm like, I had a couple of deliveries to make. This is like, oh man, I told him specifically like to make sure the driver got here early, and if he was gonna be here late, to send somebody specifically. He's like, wow, I'm a bad driver. And then dude said, look, man, I gotta get you the hell out of here, bro, before something happens. And he was like, what? And then he said that's when the guy explained to him what it was. Like, after the sun goes down, you can't be here, or I can't be responsible. I'm not responsible for what happens to you. Like, I'm not going to do anything, but the people in this town see you, you're not going to make it out of here. He said, the manager of the motherfucking warehouse himself, he said, this truck dude and the manager, he said the manager called like 3 other people, and the manager himself rolled up his sleeves and helped this motherfucker unload his truck so that he could get his shit off and get the fuck out of there. He said, I got out of there. I drove about like 20, 30 miles up the road to a whole nother town. I asked if it was safe. He said it was a black dude at the gas station. I knew I was good, so I got a hotel room. And he told me, yeah, I told him where I was. He was like, oh man, you lucky as hell you got out of there. So like, it's known. It's fucking known.
I respect.
No, that's scary.
That's
fucking scary. Like,
that's sundown town, and I knew about them. My grandmother used to tell me about them from when she was young. They was all over the South. Like when she used to go visit her family in Florida and shit like that. Like, yeah, there were certain parts that they would only drive through during early in the day because they wasn't even going to take the chance of getting stuck out there at night. So it was like after fucking 4, we don't even drive in this direction.
That's why you always hold your peace.
So,
no man, I don't even like how am I supposed to like I know it's not around anymore like that, but you said you said they still exist in Texas, right?
Yeah, Vizier, Texas. Or Vizier, Vizier.
So do you think that some of these towns probably still exist in secrecy? You know what I mean?
Maybe not. I don't think so.
Does anyone else hear that noise, or is it just me? Is that my shit?
No, I don't know what I just everybody just went silent. What happened?
No, I'm hearing like this. Yeah, I
Oh,
guess it's my
my
shit.
bad. That's my vibrator going in the background.
Nigga, this guy.
I didn't hear that.
No, but I didn't hear nothing go off in the background. But did you hear my question though?
What's the question?
No, I was asking Rex or if anybody like knows, but do you think that these sundown towns still thrive in secrecy? Like they actually still have these towns? You don't think so?
What you mean? Of course, you got towns where everybody know each other, and you could just be strange, and they don't want you in their town when the sun go down. Everything closed when the sun go down around here. What you here for? Who house you staying at?
That's why the
Hmm.
fuck you own a gun.
You could just be a
That's just me,
stranger,
though.
an outsider. I mean, walking around a stranger. They want to know what you're doing there, because what are you doing there? And I'm not on Google.
I mean, I'll be damned. A lot of stuff is on Google now, but I mean, I don't know. That's scary shit. I mean, man, look. See, my people's from Mississippi. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, part of my black side, we're all over the United States, but we got people down in Mississippi, you know what I mean? I don't want to run into no shit like that, man. I couldn't even imagine if my fucking tire just went out and I was just traveling somewhere, bruh. Like, what the fuck? That's a real movie. Like, I was surprised is there not a movie out about something like that already?
I
There's
think
gotta
I
be.
could think of 1,000 movies.
Like what?
Huh?
Like what?
Where your car you get a flat tire somewhere you shouldn't. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, like I'm talking about. No, yeah, you're right. I mean, but it wasn't happening to blacks only.
You're right, because
You
the
know what
black
I'm
guy
saying? Like
get
I'm
killed
saying,
first.
huh?
The black guy get killed first. It's symbolic, man.
That
The
is true.
oppression
Oh,
of
he
the
did,
man.
didn't he?
We be the first one running, and then we still get killed first. I don't
Unless
care.
you LL Cool J.
Right? No bullshit. That nigga never dies.
Never dies.
He's never. I've never seen him. Yeah, you're right. He never. He don't even get like injured really badly.
It's so weird because he always, even if there is he's never the lone survivor, but they never kill him off. The closest he got to dying was when he went to jail in N2D. That was the closest. And they fought at the end. He still didn't die.
Yeah, he never dies, right? He's untouchable. He's part of the Illuminati, bro.
Oh shit, Dre left.
He's part of the Illuminati. The man owns the Illuminati.
I'm
Huh?
part of the Illuminati.
I think something happened to
You
his
hear me?
computer. You say
Yeah,
what?
Dre just left. No, I said I'm part of the Illuminati.
You are?
Yeah, don't you see this nose? It makes up a triangle right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see? Right there on that shit. That's the triangle. The nostrils are the eyes. I got two eyes as though, cause shit.
That's funny shit. We got two motos on stage.
Oh, shit.
We got two motos in the trunk.
I don't know.
That's funny shit.
But, yeah. All
But
right.
either way, that's all that shit is crazy though. Uh, we're in this new world and age where, I guess technology and or just bad parenting, bad people out here. No,
Yeah.
no one has no more sense. Not even common sense, but just sense in general. You know.
Yeah. But nobody's being taught how to be a parent.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
People don't start learning how to be a parent until they become a parent.
That,
The wrong
I don't know.
time.
I'm just trying to be better than my father, which will be very, very, very easy because my father wasn't here. So
Yeah, but that even the fact that the bar is so low to be better than your father, you're supposed to be better than your father. That's how it's supposed to work. But the bar is set so low that you don't have to be much better than him, and that's still better.
Oh yeah, they said that they made it too easy for us now. It's like they're saying what you're doing is, well, you're doing something that's good enough, but it's not pushing us to go any further than what we need to do or to accomplish. You know,
Hard banner.
yeah, it is. Definitely is hard being a grown up. Not lying. Shit. Gotta maybe get all holy and shit. I gotta go to church.
Fuck, man.
No. Oh, Motor, you heard about the you heard, not even that you heard, or have you seen that they have this new documentary? You remember what is it, is it the Jeb telescope or the one that was sent out by Elon Musk,
What?
his telescope that's light years away right now.
light years, that's impossible.
No, I mean not that it's light years away, but it's far as shit.
Why can't you ever say Elon?
Is it Elon or
it's Elon? His name is Elon Musk. You go Ellen.
Ellen.
No, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon.
The first time I heard you, I'm like, is this nigga sounding it out? Like, are you reading it? And I realized, like, no, that's just how you pronounce it.
What happened to it though?
Oh no, they have a documentary on it. It's coming. I think it's coming out in movie form.
Isn't that convenient?
Huh?
Isn't that convenient? Space, the movie.
Yeah, it's a documentary, but it almost is like it's making it like this is like how do you say it, like a big movie. Like it's about to be the biggest shit in the world because apparently it's gonna show us what the telescope has seen so far. And as far as it's gone out of space, it's gonna show everything that's been sending back, all the pictures. But you know what's funny? Most or almost half, well, everything I've seen so far in the trailer is 3D images.
You know what I wonder? What I wonder? If you fuck in space, would you create propulsion?
You should. Should not. No, you shouldn't because there's nothing to propel against. There's no air. What would you be pushing against?
Well, your partner.
But you and your partner will have to hold on to each other.
Yeah. Wait, don't you guys do it already?
Yeah. All right. So my position is that even if let's just gravity, when you go out into space, right? What they say gravity is just you infinitely falling.
Yeah.
Right. So once you get out of Earth orbit, how would you be able to propel or use propulsion to go anywhere if there's no air to push against?
Funny enough, no, going out of joke, you don't need much to create. To create propulsion, yes, you need air, but to move around in space, you don't need much. Like you can throw a pencil.
Yeah, but air is nothingness. I mean,
exactly.
Space is nothingness. But it would have to be something that you're pushing against.
Yeah, and if you throw your partner, you would go the opposite direction. So
yeah, by their physics, yeah, but that would mean that that something is surrounding you and allowing you to float in a different direction.
That's the thing. You don't need anything. You just need an opposite force. There's no friction in space. So if you do an opposite force,
so why would you float anywhere? Why wouldn't you just be infinitely falling? There's nothing stopping. There's nothing holding you.
There's no gravity. That's the thing. There's no friction in space when you.
So you would just fall. You wouldn't sit still.
You would go the opposite direction because of the laws of physics. If there's no friction, there's nothing going against you.
How would you and your partner be sitting next to each other if there's nothing holding you in place? And if let's say you are holding hands and you push off your partner and you float away from them, Why would you be able to do that when there's nothing there to hold you? That breaks the laws of everything we know.
Because you're pushing away from your partner.
On what?
That's emotion.
On what?
Doesn't matter on what. Even if I simply
does
give them
matter.
a push, I will go the opposite
To
way.
simulate what you're saying, you have to be in water. You have to have water surrounding you for you to do that.
Yeah, but water creates friction.
All right, I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
You're saying there's no friction in space. So what would be surrounding
Exactly.
you? What would be surrounding you? Allowing you to,
The void itself of space allows you to do that. You don't need much to create something that will push you. You just need to
What I'm
throw
saying
something in the
is,
opposite direction.
once you leave the orbit of Earth, you're saying that
Yeah.
you can push into another direction. You can change your course. But how would that be
Exactly.
possible if there's nothing for you to change? You'd be just infinitely falling. Why would once you leave? So let's even go to what, and I'm only using what they're saying. If once you get in Earth orbit, that's not gravity that's got you floating. You're literally just infinitely falling around the Earth. That's what you're doing. That's what they're saying is happening. You're infinitely
Yeah,
falling.
if you're on orbit, you're infinitely falling, yeah.
But once you leave Earth orbit, that means something would have to change. You're still saying that you are then what's making you float? Because the only thing that's got you attached to anything is the quote unquote orbit of space. If you leave Earth orbit, you've been projectiled into another direction. You will be infinitely falling. You wouldn't be floating anywhere. And you wouldn't be falling at a slow pace.
If what you're saying is that you fall, that no matter where you are in space, you fall, that doesn't happen, because in order for you to fall anywhere in space, you need gravity. Gravity is what makes things fall. Correct?
No.
In space,
no.
Yeah, gravity is what makes things fall.
But space has gravity.
No up and down. In space, there's no up and down.
Space,
Therefore, you cannot fall or lift.
Literally, there's a force of gravity that's holding the Earth to orbit around the sun. That's a force of gravity.
Correct, and that is
so
the
you
sun.
cannot say that there's no gravity in space, because even once you leave Earth, there would be gravity still all surrounding you.
There is no. Let me see this, because there is no gravity in space.
But what do you mean? There's a gravitational pull that's keeping the Earth going around the sun. What are you talking about? So how is there no gravity in space?
It's the sun. The thing that keeps the Earth going around the sun is the sun itself, and the sun orbits a black hole, which keeps it in place.
There would still have to be some kind of catalyst. The sun itself isn't reaching out and grabbing anything.
Yeah.
Because why would you? Come on now. Why wouldn't you just be grabbed by the sun once you go out there?
You technically would. And here's the thing: you are technically getting grabbed by the sun, because the force of the sun is greater than anything. But
the force of the sun is leaving you behind.
Exactly. The force of the sun is grabbing you into anything. Hold on, let me explain myself. The force of the sun is grabbing you into itself, and then the Earth grabs you on its way, because you're going into its gravity. But if we take the sun out of the equation and the Earth out of the equation, there's nothing grabbing you in space. It's space. It's vast. It's too wide in order for you to be grabbed by anything. You'd be stationary.
So what's a solar wind?
Wait, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Like, so you said if you keep falling down infinitely in space, my whole thing is like, I know, like, work with me, guys here. Like, hear me out. Like, so you're saying, like, you know how NASA views the universe as it's expanding, but they feel like a graph from like left to right, like if the universe is sideways. Like, what if the universe, or wherever it began, like from the Big Bang, it's actually vertical. Like the start is on top, and we're just forever. If you say we're falling, like what if we are falling? Like what if everything's going in a down direction?
The universe.
But then the stars would change.
Yeah. But that the universe doesn't have the specific shape. It's just a blob.
The stars would change.
Yeah.
You would not still see the same. You would see the same stars, but they wouldn't be in the same position in the sky.
Yeah,
it would mean that star maps would not work on Earth, because it would never have anything that you could trust if we were moving through space.
Like, are you saying like if the universe is vertical, something like that?
Yeah, because you know how you ever see like a graph of how NASA shows from the quote unquote beginning of time to now, right? And they show it from like left to right. Like if you open a book, you know what I mean? It shows the universe, and then it like expands sideways. Like, what if it's really the other way? It's up and down, not left and right. But
See,
maybe
but
the left and right thing is just showing
that's
a
even my
graph.
problem. The human mind couldn't even conceptualize what it would mean for something to expand the way that they're claiming the universe to expand. It couldn't even
Right.
conceptualize that. And to say it's ever expanded, how could you really conceptualize that? You're not even a small speck on it. You're the speck on the speck on the speck on the motherfucking speck. There's no
I
way.
believe that the way
You don't know what my mind can take and handle.
I believe I believe that the way that they figure out that the entire universe is expanding is by previous records from stars and where those stars are currently now. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what I read. That's how they do it. I think it's from records of where stars were and where they currently are and how light stretches.
They still use maps. They still use star maps from 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So that means that nothing could have really changed if they're still using maps from way, 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 way back. If no matter what nobody say, the stars would change. If we moving through the galaxy, the stars would change. They would, and the fact that they come back around again for us to see again, like they do change, they do move throughout the year, but they come back around.
Yeah.
They come back around. So I mean, depending on what star is where, it will tell you what time of year it is and what this and what that is, and that's been something they've been able to rely on. It hasn't been something that they had to keep changing the science on because it's always been the same way. The sky literally moves like a clock. So if we're moving through the galaxy, our perspective would change. The constellations that we say exist up there would change because those constellations aren't put together to make up the figures that we decided to call them. They're millions and millions of light years away from each other. If we change 2 or 3 degrees in our solar system, they wouldn't even look like that no more. We wouldn't have those constellations no more. They're not together.
The thing is that space is humongous as well, so any significant change that we would say is significant to the vast majority of everything wouldn't be significant.
What do you mean? Expand.
Okay. So, you're right. We're a small rock. We are currently floating in the middle of space in a galaxy where there's stars and constellations that make up forms. But here's the thing. The way that we see them, they look close to us, but in reality, like you said, they're millions upon millions of light years away.
I don't agree with that, but I'm just going by what they say it is. Not my position.
Noted. Oh, okay, gotcha. But then what are you saying then?
No. I'm using what you're saying. I'm using what science is saying. These are the things I'm using. I'm not using what I believe, because then we'll be on a whole different conversation. But I'm using what science is saying. And when you really look at what's going on, like if you take a fly and put it in a vacuum chamber, it can't fly. If you put it down to zero pressure in the vacuum chamber, it won't be able to fly. Yeah. If you take a drone and put it in a vacuum chamber, it won't be able to fly. So that means it's the same reason why helicopters can only go so high and then they're ineffective because there's no air for them to push off of. So that means that there would have to be something else that would be up there for them to propel and to push off of just by the way science works. If you can't duplicate it, then it was a freak of nature.
Wait, what are we talking about? Are we talking about how the Earth moves, or are we still talking about the sex thing?
I don't know. I don't even know how we got here.
Me either.
We were talking about
Monkey asked a question.
First of all, the sex thing, I don't know, bro. You always
what were we talking about the sex thing? What sex?
Bro, this nigga cheated. Always on something else, bro. I swear to God. But no, we were talking about I was talking about the telescope.
Oh yeah, he was talking about the telescope. Yeah.
The what is it? The Jeb telescope, the one by SpaceX.
Mm-hmm. That's when I said space the movie. I criticized what you, but
Yeah, basically. But like I said, half or almost the whole trailer was done by 3D images, and then in some scenes of the trailer they would show some of the pictures that have been sent back from the telescope.
See, even that, like, why wouldn't that be the only thing you got to show us? Why would we be seeing anything other than what was shown on that video?
Exactly.
Because you're telling us, I don't care what's on that video. You're telling us that you're about to show us something that we never ever seen before, right? I don't need you to say a motherfucking thing. Just let the video play. I don't need you to tell me nothing. Show me what you've seen out there. Don't try to lean my perspective and make me believe. Let me see your videos and leave me in a room by myself with them. I don't want to hear none of your commentary. Because you don't even know what questions. You don't even know what questions I'm gonna have. You don't know what question I'm gonna have, and you're gonna try to answer things that I don't even have questions to. Let me watch this video first. Let me see what you got going on in here. And the fact that you're gonna throw 3D images to explain to people because you think people stupid, so we got to show them cartoons too. You know what I mean? No, fuck that. The truth is,
people are in fact stupid. I will agree with that statement.
I'm definitely gonna go watch it though, because I want to check it out for myself and then talk about it amongst us on the podcast and be like, you know, we might learn some new shit. You know what I mean?
We gonna learn. Let me tell you something. Since I've been working with this, like these the Unreal Engine and the Blender and CGI and all of that shit, bruh, they can show us anything. I could literally create anything and show y'all.
Oh yeah, I believe it 100%.
I could
1,000%. 1,000,000%. Like you remember when you told us about the
They would have to put me on the 890 jump ship so that I can go into a spacesuit and climb out of the hangar and see and experience space on my own for me to believe it. I could not watch it through the lens of a camera and see what I'm seeing.
Yeah. No, you're saying. Yeah, the whole time, Mojo, let's say NASA came to you was like, all right, you know,
I would think they was trying to kill me.
Huh?
If NASA came to me, I would think they was trying to kill me. That's why I'm at a dilemma. So I know that if I did, in fact, if they came to me and they was going to show me what was real, they said, we're going to prove it to you, we're going to take you out of space, I will get right with God because I know that I may not be coming back.
Yeah, no, for real. Nah, and I'll make sure that we record all this. So
you may not get the recording. They get somebody be wearing a Mojo suit.
What do you mean?
They'll be like, oh no, not the Mojo suit.
Oh, you'd be a clone, bro?
I'm just saying, bro. Like, why I don't if what I'm saying is true, I don't expect them to really show me anything. I'm gonna go with them. Believe if NASA come to me and say that they're gonna show me space, they say you've been selected out of all the non-believers on the planet. You've been selected to go up there on your own. I gotta go out in space. You cannot leave me in the ship and tell me and show me some shit on some TV screen and tell me we ain't out of space. I gotta go.
Oh man, that's scary as shit. Cause I'm like, okay, either they take you out there, or they be like, oh, you can go with a couple of your friends or something like that.
I wouldn't bring my friends. I wouldn't bring my friends. They might be really trying to kill me. I wouldn't bring none of y'all. You would have to say that I'm coming. You had to fight me to come because I wouldn't.
I would bring my ex. Just straight, not only my ex, but with their new boyfriend. Oh hell yeah! Let's all go. This is gonna be a good old family trip. Fuck it, bring snacks while you're at it.
Oh god, Nick.
Here's the thing: the easiest way to blow up a ship, funny enough, is hear me out. Hear me out. They need nitrogen to go ahead and make the engines go boom. If there's a wrong mixture or even an air bubble in the tank, that bitch will explode. It will be just that easy.
It's that easy anyway because you're absolutely right. Because regular fire wouldn't burn in space. There's no oxygen. There's no oxygen in space.
Absolutely everybody that I got beef with. I don't care if I die in the process, bitch. I will take everybody down. I will die with a smile on my face.
Not gonna be enough supplies for everybody on that ship.
So
it
just
don't
know
gotta because everybody gonna be dead by the end of it.
Just know if Monkey, what's up, D-Rock? Just know, Monkey, if CD invites you to space, you know why you're going.
Yeah, he's trying to kill me.
Believe me, I'll be like, oh no, this some reconciliation shit. Like I'm trying to be your friend again. I'm trying to be in your life again. Trying to correct all the wrongs that I did to you. Oh yes, so I've been so guilty by it. I found God in everything now.
You said, CD, you so weird.
Then the back of my mind about to blow this bitch up and everybody in.
That's not what I want to do, CD. I would literally want to just know the truth. I don't want to blow up the ship. I just would accept the fact that I know that I would never. If they want to get rid of me, I would know I'm not ever getting on the ship at all. I know that anything I get into is probably just going to be some kind of simulator and gas chamber at the same time.
I'm done. He said, "Yeah, no way, bro."
It'll be the last video game I ever played.
Damn, this shit real as a motherfucker. Damn, why smell? Wait, why can't I smell it at all?
That's literally the one thing that I want to see. I want to see where we live at. I could that happen.
You can pay 100K to go out. I think it's 100K, 250K to take a plane out to space. It's actually a really interesting.
You would not be going to outer space. You'd be going to low Earth orbit.
Yeah.
I don't want low Earth orbit. I want outer space. I don't want because you can't. If you're still in low Earth orbit, you're not far enough away from the Earth for you to see the whole Earth.
You're talking about type like moon distance, right?
Moon distance. Yep, moon distance. That's far enough. Moon distance, you can see the whole Earth.
So you tell me that if you get like,
I hope that I'm alive enough to when space travel is commercialized.
Hey, so you saying that you know how like, I think it's by Virgin Mobile, right?
Yeah.
They made that plane that goes up into space, whatever. I mean, you know, it goes with the lower Earth orbit. Like you're saying that you can't see space from that orbit, or what?
That's still Earth, bruh. You still.
No, I know, but when you look,
he wants interstellar travel. He doesn't.
I don't want to see the sky, nigga. I don't want to just see the sky. I want to get away from. I don't care about what the other planets. I want to know what my home look like.
Yeah, he doesn't really want space travel. He's looking more for like interstellar travel, like going from one body, one mass to another mass.
I don't even gotta go. You use the moon as an example as far as how far I would need to get away. Moon distance is that far away for me to see the whole Earth and what it looks like. But low Earth orbit isn't far enough away for you to see the whole Earth.
Funny enough, the moon is far as shit.
The moon is really far.
It's far.
I got my issues with that motherfucker too.
Yeah, like you would think that it's far, but when you really see how far it is, you're like, God damn.
Wide change sizes.
Did you see the supermoon 2 days ago?
I know wide change sizes, but wide change sizes.
Oh, what do you mean by change sizes?
I don't know. All I know is that, like, well, they say the reason why it changes size is because, you know, when it's going around the Earth at a certain time, it's closer than further. And I think it's time of the seasons, too, that make it whatever that.
Yeah, that's true. In the atmosphere and probably like.
I forgot exactly.
How long does it take for the moon to make a revolution around the Earth?
A day.
24 hours.
No, never mind. It's not a day. I'm stupid. I'm fucking retarded.
What did you say, Monkey? A year.
I said 24 hours.
No, that's what the sun does.
No, that's what? No, that's what we do.
What do you mean?
Like we're talking.
I'm sorry, I forgot I was speaking to you guys. That's what science says the Earth does. But okay, we'll go with that.
Okay.
We'll go with what you're saying right now. Takes the moon. Takes the moon 29 days or something like that. Give or take.
Oh.
And then you have the phases of the moon, which changes every week.
Right. That's
literally, when you look at the sky, you have a clock up there. You have a working clock. The sun tells you when the day starts and when it ends. The moon tells you what week it is and what part of the month it is. The stars tell you what time of year it is. You got a literal working clock up there that never changes.
That's crazy.
And if we're moving through the galaxy,
I totally forgot about that part.
If we're moving through the galaxy on the tailwind of the sun, right? Because that's what they're telling us now. Fuck the solar system that I grew up with in my school. They're telling us now that we're moving through the galaxy on the tailwind of the sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing. But our stars never change.
That last diagram we seen?
Our stars never
change. The stars move with us too.
Ooh, how? So that means we're the center of the universe then.
No,
they moving with us.
We're going around something
big. They're moving with us.
Yeah, they move with us because they're moving around the same thing we're moving. A giant black hole.
Oh wow! So a black hole will suck things in. So is the universe expanding then? Because it sounds like a black hole
Wait,
is
so
descending,
you're saying that we're eventually heading to a black hole? Is that what you're trying to say?
and
Yeah,
everything
there's
moves in
the way that
unison.
galaxies work. The reason why galaxies even exist is because there's a giant black hole with such a big gravitational pull that
And
everything is falling to it.
And they all have suns that do the same thing our sun does, huh?
Well, no, they don't have suns. Black holes are.
I'm talking about the galaxy, the other galaxies, the other solar systems.
Yeah, the other galaxies, other solar systems are formed of a sun.
Whoa! So now, what happened to suns being exploding planets?
They do.
Just haven't.
They go supernova.
Listen to this shit now. So you're telling me
when they go, but that's
no, hear me out. Here's how things work. Here's how things work. I'm gonna break this shit down.
The old science is always going to make the new science look weird, and it's always for somebody who's been around long enough to experience them both. It always going to make me look at it crazy.
Shut up! I'm gonna explain it to y'all, humans. All right, so here's how it works. Then the most basic form, how a solar system is made, we have a sun or some type of body, correct? A giant sun, black hole, quasar, whatever.
Okay.
And it's the center of that solar system. That's the biggest gravitational pull. And what
but
goes
there's no gravity in space. There's no gravity in space.
The mass creates gravity. We have gravity in space, Mojo.
PD. You're not helping your.
I'm dead serious. Any type of mass creates gravity. It's just that the bigger it is, the more it has.
You said there's no gravity in space though earlier.
Yes, when we're in the middle of fucking it, not when there's a sun involved.
But the sun, you just said that something's we're attached. The sun is attached to something that also has a gravitational pull. So that means
sun is attached to the black hole.
So the only time there's no gravity in space is when you get out there.
The only time there's no gravity in space is when you're in such an isolated part of space that
so
there's no
significant
body to suck you in.
When you get out there. So you're saying that there's a force that's pulling the sun, and it decides, thinks and decides to pull the sun, but not other things around it.
Mojo, space is fucking massive.
No, I'm talking about this force that you're talking about that you're calling gravity, that obviously is alive and making decisions because it can decide to pull a sun and not decide to pull you. Right, because you're in the middle of it.
What's a fucking scenario about what happens if humans have sex in zero gravity? Would they propel? Right now, I'm talking about what you're asking me.
And I'm answering what you're asking. I'm answering what you're asking me.
I'm not asking anything.
Continue, CD.
Okay, thank you. So here's what happens: we have the sun, biggest mass. Biggest gravitational pull, so everything revolves around it, correct?
Mm-hmm. Except you. I just want to get this clear. Except you. Except you when you go out there. You don't revolve around it. Once you leave
Mojo, I said that we were in the middle of fucking space. You know, middle, like completely out of our solar system, completely out.
I ain't talking about you. People are outside of you, CD. People are saying that once you leave Earth, there's no gravity. I think we lost CD.
What did you say? I couldn't.
You froze for a second. I was saying that outside of you, CD, the consensus is that there's no gravity in space. I'm arguing that point that there is gravity in space because you're saying
I'm saying that there is gravity in space, but what that scenario was in the middle of fucking nowhere in space, middle of
my
space.
Point is,
there's no significant body that can pull you in.
But you just, when I gave you the scenario of the sun moving through the galaxy, you're saying we're moving around something else that also has a force that's pulling you.
Exactly.
So that their force, but what you're telling me is that if I let me ask you this: if I leave Earth and I'm just sitting far enough away from Earth should move away from me, right? At some point, right? I shouldn't just be sitting next to Earth, floating next to Earth. If I'm outside of its orbit, it should move away from me, right?
Correct. And then you'll get drawn in by the next biggest body.
Wait, outside? You said outside of its orbit?
Outside of its orbit. In outer space, I can see the Earth still, but I'm not inside of its orbit. At some point, it should move away from me, right?
Are you talking about like outside of its orbit or outside where its gravity affects objects?
Well, hold on, wait a minute. Now I'm trying to understand here. If gravity isn't in space, and I'm just trying to understand that point. You got to make me believe that gravity isn't, or it is in space. If it is in space, then there's something for you to react to. So it's not a void of nothingness.
Okay. How do I explain this?
And you're telling me that there's no gravity, but when I go into the middle of if I go into the middle of outer space, all that gravity you said existed, there's these different forces that's pulling. It's not pulling me. I can just be lost in space. I'm going to give you
an example. Let's say you have a white sheet of paper, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The white sheet of paper is completely flat, correct? There's nothing in it. It's completely flat, correct?
Okay.
And let's imagine that white sheet of paper has no friction in it. Okay.
The white sheet of paper has no friction in it?
Yeah, this is an example. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible to describe how space is, okay? So I'm giving you this example. I'm making this example up. It has no correlation with the real world. It's just my example, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, hold on now, CD. Hold on now. How am I supposed to rebut something that you just made up?
Because I'm going to make this example by using that little bit that's not from this world, make it into the world. Just let me continue, okay?
Okay. I'll let you land your plane.
Okay. So, in this white sheet of paper, correct, there's no friction, there's anything, you go ahead and drop, let's say, a ball in it. Then you will obviously see that white sheet of paper bend into that ball, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Like it will bend, right? And you see that the ball goes ahead and makes like a dent in it, correct? All right, now let's go ahead. That's it. That is your sun.
Sir, that is a sheet of paper with a ball on it. That is not what we see when we look at the sun. And I see that example. That's the only example people give when they want to demonstrate gravity and the sun and all of that. No, that means that there is still not nothingness out there. You're telling me that there's something out there and the sun is sitting on it.
I'm telling you that there is something. The example that I used earlier today, it was an example to say that go ahead and tell you a scenario where there's nothing.
Basically, I think to clarify, what he's trying to say is that even though we look at space as a void, it's not necessarily a void. It's still made up of particles and material that can fold upon itself, so to speak.
Exactly. It's time and space, and when you put an object in it, it bends to its will. If it's big enough,
you have no example of that, though. That is a theory.
We are the example. It's not a theory. It's
human beings do not bend time and space.
No, we do not, but we can bend space itself, not time.
How?
By just being there, because like they said in that white sheet, even if you put a human, even if it's the smallest dent on that piece of paper, the paper, once there's something in it, will not be flat.
Come on, CD. Sorry. You're basing it. You can't be serious because it's based off a theory. That's one. There's nothing to prove it. Nobody's been to the edge of the galaxy. Nobody was here in the beginning. There's nothing to prove it. It's a theory.
Mojo. It can be proven. The sun is that proving point.
But so outside of you, CD, I've only ever heard people that heard scientists say that space is nothingness. You're floating on nothing, but there has to be something there if you're floating on it.
Mojo, what that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Space is nothing. Space on its own is nothing. When you add celestial bodies to it and everything that happens within it,
then it's never nothing. How far does the reach of the celestial body have before it becomes nothing? Before space becomes nothing, how far of a reach does it have? Because you're telling me all of these different things have gravitational forces and gravitational pulls. Hold on, everything has a gravitational force and a gravitational pull, but after you get far enough away from it, it no longer has its pull on you, but it's still being pulled by something else that decided not to pull you. If everything's working the way you're telling me it's working, that means once I leave Earth's Earth's orbit, the Earth should start leaving away from me.
Mojo, you're still using that example that I told you about.
No, I'm using that's not your example. That's not your example. That's the example. I'm talking about.
But you might move through space too, because you might be trapped in the sun's orbit at that point. You might not be affected by gravitational pull because you're too far away, but you would still technically then, I guess, be in the reach of the sun and be in that rotation. So even though the Earth is moving away from you, technically, I guess you would still orbit the sun.
So if you move away from the sun's pull, right, and then you stop moving, you should start getting pulled back, right?
I don't know about getting pulled. What do you mean? Like, I don't know. It's like
because it's a pull. It's a pull happening. Because my argument is that, like he said, when you get away, it's nothingness, and you're just going to sit there. You're just going to, unless you have something to push off of, you're just going to sit there, right? So if there's nothing to push off of, when I'm sitting in space, idle, not moving, right? The Earth should then start moving away from me. There's nothing attaching me to it anymore once I've left its orbit. But now I'm attached to the sun's orbit because the sun is pulling everything, right?
Yeah,
the sun does not decide. The sun does not decide what it's pulling. It's pulling everything. But that means I could never be sitting still. I would always be getting pulled to the sun.
In some degree, yeah.
Yeah.
So then there's certain things we wouldn't even have to worry about if we were going to actual space because you would just use the sun's pull against it. But they don't never consider those things. The same reason why they don't ever consider like how far you got to get away from the Earth to really be able to see it spinning, right? Because by the logic of the Earth spinning, you should just be able to raise up off the Earth a little bit, and everything should whiz by you. It's moving at 1,000 miles an hour, but something's holding you.
It's not only inertia, you're still getting pulled to the Earth. You're moving with the Earth. If you're spinning with the Earth,
and then you change course, if something's moving,
still spinning with it.
If something's moving at 1,000 miles an hour, and then you separate from that thing moving at 1,000 miles an hour,
but you're still affected by the
moving with it. Mojo, let's put it like this.
Hey, that's the only thing you have to use gravity when you want to explain that, but nothing else works like that.
You're still being
even a moving train can be used as an example with it. When you jump on the moving train, you don't jump all the way back. You jump with the train while the train is moving, so you're moving with the train.
When you're inside of it, when you're inside of it. But if you're on top of it, we're not inside the Earth. We're not inside the Earth. And if that
we are inside its atmosphere.
So why the clouds don't spin away?
Because
why the clouds float? Why do clouds and why does fog? Why do all of these things that separate from the Earth? Why don't they leave? Why don't we see clouds whooshing by?
Everything is
so again. How far do you have to be be able to experience this 1,000-mile-an-hour fucking spin? Because
how far you have to be. I can't tell you. I'm not the scientist.
Regardless if you know how far or not. If you
move far enough, when I ask you questions about your beliefs, and you're like, I got to be honest. I don't know. Same thing.
I'm okay with saying I don't know. But that's something you can find out. That's something you can find out, though. See, with science, it's a little different. With God, I don't know because I wasn't there. But with science, it's a little different because they are giving you formulas. They're giving you ways to solve the problem. If they wasn't,
still beyond scientific reach. Like, we can't explore the universe.
So when
you can't go back in time and witness religious events and say if they really happened or if it was just mysticism, we can't explore every inch of the universe to prove every single theory to be true.
So but why even speculate?
That are true, and we can prove certain facts of the theory. If not the whole theory, then it lends itself.
But they're not proven. They only theorize more. See, that's the thing. If you could start,
not all of them.
Huh?
There are
Mojo, that's the thing. A scientific theory is not something.
When something stops being a theory, it becomes a fact. Then, and you no longer call it a theory; it becomes a fact. That's the difference. Things are theories until they haven't been proven, and once it's been proven, it's no longer a theory. It's just a fact.
The whole point about it is every theory, those theories contain fact. Not every theory is just a bunch of questions we don't know. There are facts and parts of theories. Some theories are straightforward because
some theories are born from facts.
We know these facts, but we can't figure out this part.
Theories are born from facts.
We have a theory based off of these facts.
Certain theories are born from facts. But the theorization, the fact that you have to theorize on the things that you haven't seen and you don't know about means that you don't know what's going on. That's why you're calling it a theory, and you shouldn't be. And there are things that we use today. Listen. There are things, and we should not be calling them. We should not be treating them. We should not be treating them like facts.
Science and religion,
they are not the same shit because they're different.
That you cannot
but I will call it faith, and I have no problem calling. Listen. I have no problem calling. I have no problem calling my God a God. The problem is that when I ask you all if gravity, listen. When I ask you all, is gravity? Listen to me, bro. Listen, I call it a. But listen to me, bro. You're trying. if I call it, it can be called a theory, and I have faith that it is true. Listen. This is because you're comparing the two. You're comparing science with religion, and I'm saying that they're not the same thing because religion requires faith. Science requires fact. And if you're going to, that's why I ask people all the time. Well, is gravity a god? Is gravity your god? Because and they won't say, no, I got faith in it because it's supposed to be surrounded in fact. And if science is something that's supposed to be surrounded in fact, it has no room for religion and all of that stuff. That is based on faith. Faith and science don't have any room with each other. If you can't duplicate the experiment, it was a freak of nature. It is not a fact. It's something that can happen. That's the point. You can people always because you're trying to equate religion and science as the same thing. You're trying to equate religion and science as the same thing. And when people try to listen. When people try to throw, when people try to throw religion and science in the same thing, that's almost like you're saying you're comparing the two as being the same thing. But I understand that my religion is based in faith. It's not based in no fact that you would need.
Well, my point is this. My point is simple. Doesn't stop you from believing what you believe or arguing what you want to argue based off of what?
What it does is I'm asking you if what you believe is
science. Now, can I speak?
You got it.
Can I speak? Science is supposed to be based off of fact, but not everything in science is absolutely proven. Not everything. You're right, because we don't know everything. We can't explore everything, but there's a whole lot of shit, a shit ton more in science that has been proven that is way more than any ever religion.
There you go again. They are not the same thing. That's not the same thing, bro. You want to compare something? You want to compare something that's based in belief?
Because your scientific beliefs about the Earth and space correlate with your religion. They go hand in hand.
So there are some facts in the Bible, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not. No,
there are no facts in the Bible. There are no facts in the Bible.
Because you argue about the firmament and shit like that from stuff you got from the Bible.
No, I don't, sir. I argue. First of all, let me explain before you make that judgment. Before I believed in this Bible, bro, I only believed in science. Science is what brought me to this. It wasn't God. Science has brought that to me.
Science told you there was a firmament around
Yes, science told me that what we're seeing right now and what they're telling us is not the same thing. They have changed. They have changed the map. They're changing everything, bro. So science is the one that told me that they got a lot of their information from the Bible. That's what it told me. They got a lot of their information from people that all believe in gods and all of that ancient stuff they're talking about. They all believed in gods, but they want to exclude them now. But they get a lot of their technology from them same people who believed in gods.
We can explain things now. Gods were only made to explain things.
You wasn't back there when they created these gods. You can't make that judgment.
But everything that they say correlated to something. For example, there was a god of rain. Gods have nothing to do with rain.
You know that for a fact?
Yeah, they don't. It's called the fucking whatever the fuck.
You know that for a fact?
Water evaporates. It turns into clouds.
Yeah, you understand I understand the process of how it. I understand the process of how it works. But how was it created?
There is a bunch of science that it could have been from meteorites that were from different sides of space.
How was the whole design created? I know how everything works. Everything's on autopilot, but how was it how was it created?
Nobody knows.
A Big Bang explosion that first of all, nobody was around to see that.
Nobody knows.
Nobody even had. You don't even have somebody. You don't even have somebody from ancient days saying that happened.
I will say this now, and I say it again. Every theory, whether it's intelligent design or whether it's the Big Bang, every theory about the origins of this Earth and the universe are, as far as we know right now, made up.
All right.
Have no proof of any of them.
Okay.
I said it before. I'll say it again.
So again, is science or religion?
What happened?
Is science or religion?
Science is something that can be proven.
Some people.
That's the thing.
Hold on,
there's
wait a
things that are complete theory, and there's things that
the theory is what makes it religion. If you go with the facts, I'll go with the facts of all the shit. Facts is facts. The theory is what makes it a religion.
Because you're confusing a normal theory with a scientific theory.
What the fuck theory mean theory, bro?
No.
You're trying to use words. No. Fuck that. Theory is theory.
Theory and scientific theory are two completely different.
Show me the definition of both.
Okay, I will.
Google.
Fuck theory mean.
Because theory is something that you think about, you consider. That's what it is. You don't have anything to really prove it. It's just something you consider. And if you're just going to put scientific in front of it.
Hear this out. A scientific theory is a well-sustained explanation of some aspects of the natural world that is based on a body of facts that have been repeatedly confirmed throughout observation and experiment. A scientific theory is a systematic
ideology.
No, it's not such ideology. It's Additionally, my fucking dyslexic ass. Additionally, structure of broad scope conceived by the human imagination that encompasses a family empirical laws regarding regularities existing in objects and events of both observations.
What word did you just? What word in that definition did you just?
Hear me out.
Hold on.
A supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles, independent of the thing to be explained. It's not something based on fact. It's just something that I can make up.
But even the scientific theory, what's the key? Listen. Let's break down with the first thing you said. That imagination part. That's it. That's in the scientific theory, right? Imagination, right?
Yeah, we imagine something that's happening, and then we imagine how that could possibly be solved by using things that.
But it can be solved with make believe. I understand now. I get it. It can be solved with make believe. I understand.
At the end of the point I'm making is this, and so this is why I even brought up religion, because while science, and I know you follow science too.
I do.
But science, while it's not completely perfect, right? And they can't prove absolutely everything. There are some things that we know to be fact, and science can prove certain things. But just because it can't prove everything, you can't just discard it. Or
we can put it in a separate box somewhere. We can put it in a separate box, and maybe if we come along with some more information, we'll pull it out that box. But
get rid of it. And the point I was making was this: is just because it doesn't prove anything, you can't discard it, because it does prove a lot. And like CD said, most of, if not all of its theories are based on a fact originally. So it's not just starting from
a what if.
It's not just starting from some unknown or some.
It's based on a what if.
I had. Here's my theory. No, the theory came because here's a fact I know, and here's something I don't know. So I'm trying to theorize about what I don't know based off of what I do. So there are facts involved, even in the theories.
Yeah, but that's no different than when we.
In religion can be based completely off of what you said, faith. Blind faith at that. Right. It doesn't even have to be based in fact. It's simply based off of what I believe. Yeah, but that doesn't stop anyone from believing, and at the same time, you can't talk down about it to somebody because you don't know either.
Yeah, but that's why even when we've had our discussions about what I believe, I go with the things that are fact in there, the things that I can see that are concrete, the laws. And those are the things that I see that are concrete. So when
those aren't fact though, like the law.
No, but they work. That's why I'm saying that's why it's different for me, that I can see that they function though. I'm pretty sure there could be a better way to do the laws in there, but as far as the functionality, I understand what they're trying to protect you from. So for me, the law is the important part of it for me. When you start getting to the fairy dust part of it, a lot of that stuff, I'll tell you, like, yeah, pretty much the whole New Testament, that was made up. That came around 400 years after Christ was on the planet. I'll tell you, I'll agree with all of the things that somebody will tell me.
In the Old Testament, you start talking about the burning bush and all of that shit.
Well, you can't say what that man experienced, bro. He might have took some shrooms, and that's what he's saying. Like I won't say that he didn't see. I've seen some crazy shit in my life. You know what I mean? I've seen some wild stuff in my life. Now I wouldn't write a book about it.
They left that out the Bible though. Huh? They didn't say he took the special tonic first. They just say he saw the burning bush.
Oh, but they drank a lot. Look, bro, I'm just being real. I done had some come to God moments doing some things that I just had some come to God moments. You know what I mean? I've experienced the I guess some people will call it a eureka moment. I've experienced some things like that. So and I can only attribute it to the fact that I wasn't in tune with a certain thing until I got in tune with it. I was aware of it. You know what I mean? Just like once I know something is wrong, I become aware of why it's wrong.
Okay.
So for me, it's more so I want to be a better person. I ain't trying to convince people that there's some big old man in the sky, because I believe he everywhere. I believe what somebody would say to this universal being that is in control of everything. I believe that's him. I believe he is in control of everything. Regardless if you want to give him, you want to call it the universe, whatever you want to call it, I call it him. I call it Yahuwah. That's who it is to me. And he in control of everything.
That's my homeboy.
In control of everything. You know what I mean? And when I look at the law, I see like why, if I look at the history of the people that followed it, they was doing good. They would become prosperous in their life. They would be the best people on the planet. And then when they went astray, they got devoured. They got taken into slavery. It's been a story. And then I'm looking at our people right now, and we going through the same shit. So that's how I connect with it. It's been their story through the whole beginning of the time. It's our story now.
Rage.
And we need some kind of order. I don't know anybody on this platform that would say that we don't need some kind of law, some kind of order around. People are running amok. And the laws the laws that are out here right now aren't working for nobody.
No, they're not. It's like it's the cause more chaos.
And they're definitely not teaching us to love each other. The word everybody love to use over and over again. They're not teaching us to love each other. They're not teaching us to watch out for each other. They're not teaching us to protect. They're not teaching us none of that. And that's what I get from that. Y'all my brothers. I would jump in front of a bullet for y'all. I wouldn't let no harm come to nobody in my vicinity for real. Within reason, you ask for it yourself. I'm going to let the Most High punish you how he see fit. But if you defenseless, and I might jump in front of that for you. Because I understand that I might want that done for me. But I know the world we live in ain't teaching that. The world we live in is teaching us to stay divided.
No, for real.
And that works. That works, bro. I don't see. I can't. Anybody that would argue with that, I'll give them the rock eye, because like that works, bro. How not come together not gonna work? How not, even if I do happen to transgress you, there's some kind of rule to what I'm supposed to do to fix that transgression. And not nothing we need to go in front of a judge and talk back and forth about. If I broke some of your shit, I should have to fix your shit. That's it.
But
it shouldn't be no fucking talking about it for weeks or months. I understand why the unit of the family is needed. I understand that shit. I can't nobody tell me something wrong with that. Nobody.
Yeah, I was still trying to argue about science being real and shit, nigga. You made this hard ass pivot and shit.
I mean, I wasn't no pivot. But like, I'm with you though. I know everything is based, even science is based on faith. But I know people like they don't want to even say that. But the thing about science is that you can prove some shit with science. You know what I mean? That's the thing about science, that you can prove some. You can say that 1 + 1 = 2. You can say that. I can identify universal math and universal logic. I know that stuff exists.
I'm not saying I'm behind everything CD was saying. That's why I didn't say shit when he was saying it. I let him say a lot of that shit by himself.
You better be. I'll find you though.
But I just think that science is also fueled by those people asking the same questions I'm asking. If you don't have people asking these questions and questioning the universe, then science is not what it is. It becomes a religion.
The original scientists were those who questioned, like, why? Wait, hold on. Let me prove.
Literally, the word science is a Greek word and it means to know. That's all it is. It means to know. So if I want to know, then that's what I want to do. I want to question everything. I want to see how this works. And if it don't go with how everything else works, then we got to kind of put it over here until we can find something else to explain that. But people take those little things. People literally have taken people's books about theories that they just was sitting around getting high talking about, right? Wrote it down in a book. And then after they was died, they took it and made it like it was the golden rule because it sounded good. That's faulty science. That's really a nigga that found another nigga book, said this sound good, but I gotta give him credit because I'm not smart enough to really do none of this shit. But I get the credit of finding it, so that make me famous too. I think science need to be proven. I think everybody is a scientist. Everybody in the whole world is a scientist. And if we gonna say that what that person is saying is the only thing that can be true, then that can't be science. That's doctrine.
No, for real. You ain't lying. You ain't lying, Mojo.
Well, nah, I mean, if what that person is saying can be proven to be true, then yeah, we can say no, what they're saying is true.
Yeah, if you can prove it to be true, then we ain't nothing for us to talk about. Ain't no reason to debate or anything, but the fact that we can still have debates about things means it's not been true. It's not been proven. We don't debate about things that are just true and fact. We don't debate about those. And if you do see people debating about things that are fact, that you can come up with a one-word answer and say, no, it's this, those people are not equipped to have the conversation. You can identify that. When people debate things that are fact, you look at them like, no, nigga, that's not. But if it's not a fact and we still theorizing and we still debating about it, then it's still something to talk about. That's all I'm saying. I digress.
I'm about to say, and then he digresses. No, good conversation, y'all. Good conversation, though. Man, we already at 2 hours. Jeez. I guess it's at 2 hours. We going strong.
CD, you gotta come on.
Everybody can get up on.
You gotta come on.
Yeah, I don't. And just to be clear, too, I myself don't think that we are moving through space like on the heels of Tails One on the Sun. I think that we are in just the constant orbit.
That's it. If somebody questions it again, I'm gonna just have to shoot up your place. I don't have to resort to that. I'm not even gonna prove my point anymore. Y'all just gonna hear the shots banging.
The fact that there's room for either.
And I don't think space is empty.
No, it's not. I'm not arguing that space is empty. What I'm arguing is that it's so vast that there's going to be areas where certain things are going to be affected by it.
I know they call it a vacuum. I believe it's definitely low pressure, but I don't think space is empty. I've been thinking about this.
Also,
it can't be. It can't be a vacuum. If it's real and if it exists, it can't be a vacuum. There has to be something there.
No, it is a vacuum. That is no question.
It could be like Rex said. It could be low pressure. It can be low pressure. Like I said, I'll get if it exists, it could be low pressure. But there has to be some in order for even the engines that they were using when they first went up there to have worked. It had to be some kind of oxygen.
They don't use oxygen. They use nitrogen. Nitrogen can fuel fire and can make it burn even harder than just oxygen.
Bro,
gases.
What did they use?
No, it doesn't matter though. For a fire at all, you need oxygen. Fire doesn't exist without oxygen. You remove the oxygen from an area, you will not light a fire.
Burning, I don't think you really need oxygen to keep it burning. You need it.
Yes,
you do, bro.
The second you remove oxygen from the fire tetrahedron, you don't have fire anymore. You need oxygen. You need a fuel source.
You need a combustible item. You need something to burn.
You need an
that one I won't argue that much because I'm not all that sure. So.
And you need an uninhibited chain reaction.
Yeah, trust me. We watch videos on this.
If you don't have any one of those sources, if you don't have something to ignite it, if you don't have the oxygen, if you don't have that, if there's something that interrupts that chain reaction, you won't have a fire.
And see, the thing is, there are much simpler answers to solve this problem, right? There are much simpler answers, but they didn't use them. Like, well, before we propel, we understand how space work. Before we propel, we have to fill the chambers of the rocket up with oxygen first, and then we ignite the fuel in the chamber, and it gives us one solid burst in whatever direction we're going in. We have to make sure it's a good one. We had to really line it up.
I know jet fuel is like burns crazier than anything else.
But I've seen them put the jet fuel, the jet fuel candy. I don't know if you ever seen that. It's this sugar jet fuel mix.
That makes way more
this
sense.
Sugar jet fuel mix that they use to they use it for I don't really know what it's a rocket fuel, but they use it for things.
There's two different things. There's a liquid rocket fuel. Now I remember because I studied this. There's a liquid rocket fuel, which is, for example, a mix of chemicals that you can use.
Baby.
You can turn on, you can turn off. That's used for more like what's it called? Directional engines. Like in Star Citizen, when we're flying and you see like some engines burning and turning off, that's a liquid fuel. A solid fuel, I believe it's done on Earth, and it's just one single stream that cannot be turned off till
it can only be burned on Earth because they have oxygen as the main source. And that's why I said I would give them if they were using burst. If they would use one solid burst to go in the direction they need to go in, and they just let that propel them however they go, I would go with that. But then you have to equate for the fact of how valuable oxygen is for you all in space.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to waste oxygen on going to where the direction you're going in.
The support and the actual engine are two completely separate areas.
If you plan for it, yeah, that'd be part of it.
How big would that spaceship have to be?
To ensure. I don't know how big it would have to be.
burst out in space.
Because you got to figure too, there's not a whole lot of resistance, so you may not need a shit ton of force. You may.
That's
just
what
need
I
a little
mean. That's why I said I would
force.
accept that. I would accept that answer.
It may not be. You may not need a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? It may be a little bit, may be enough just to give you that little force, and it may seem like it's a lot because there's no resistance. So it's like, oh.
I would even accept nitrogen, because or like you can use nitrogen. You can make some dry ice or something like that. I could even see you using that as a pressurized force to get you going around it. But not. It's so many simpler ways to do it other than a rocket once you got into space.
Well, the rockets take off. They don't use the rockets in space anymore.
No, the rocket is not part of
that's because they realize that somebody's going to question that. But I'm talking about the past ones, because those are the missions that led up to this. Whatever they're using right now, it's because they realized that they was.
No, the rockets always fell off.
No, the big rocket, the big one to get them up there did, but there was a whole nother rocket on the back of it. It's just a glider, right?
That was the moon lander. I think what you're thinking about is the moon lander. And
but that's the science they built everything on. That's the house that Jack built. They said they did that with that first, bro. They went to space in a Coca-Cola can. through the Van Allen belts. It was a Coca-Cola can, bro. It was made out of aluminum. Only the paddles where they came back into Earth, the top and the bottom, was made out of carbon to absorb the heat when they came back through the atmosphere. But when they were going through the Van Allen belt, which the temperatures are 3,500 to 4,000 degrees Celsius in a Coca-Cola can that they didn't even know existed. They didn't even know it was there. There was so many things wrong with that. The astronauts never seen a star the whole time they was up there. How they move around? How they know?
Because there's not enough light to reflect. The atmosphere reflects their light, which allows us to see stars. Space is so vast, and there's not enough light to be captured in order for you to see something.
Yeah, CD, I hear you.
They say when I go out to space, I won't be able to see stars.
That's what the astronaut said.
Oh. So as soon as I get out of Earth's orbit, I get up in that motherfucking space, I'm not gonna see no fucking stars. I'm not gonna be able to see the Dipper. I'm not gonna be able to see Orion's belt.
Yeah, apparently, the closer you get to them, the less you can see them.
My whole thing is, how does
without any atmosphere to divide you from it?
See, and that's my thing. Is you're saying if I only able to see a star, huh?
I mean, I don't know why, but it does.
It makes sense if it's water, and we're getting magnified versions of it.
So what I'm saying is like,
it makes sense.
The Big Dipper is not gonna, like that's how I can refer to as like the Big Dipper. We can easily see that in the sky, right? We see those lines that connect, right? So if I go outside of this Earth, because there's no more atmosphere. Once I go out of the atmosphere, it's not gonna be there.
No, they are too far away. And they don't have enough light.
It's too far away. Focus. You got to get further away from. You got to get further away from for you to see it.
But, all right, so if it was water though, then what's the water contained in? It would need to be contained into like something.
Hey, look, we can talk about that, but y'all gotta listen. We can talk about that. It's a theory for me because I ain't never seen it. But if I had to imagine it, you know what I mean? Like maybe we in a big ass pool or something. Maybe we in a big ass pool, and that would explain why you got Operation High Jump and Operation Fishbowl. That would explain certain like
pool, man. Who's pool?
Look, bro, you want to give him a name? I'll give him a name.
Like the elites.
Baby,
but I mean, look, think about it. Like that would explain why the moon changed its sizes. I've literally driven from Baltimore to DC, and when I was in Baltimore, the moon was the regular little small size it was, and by the time I got to DC, it was huge. I have not traveled far enough for it to get a drastic change like that. I've literally seen it.
Saza was a little bit fucked up that day.
Huh?
I mean, it's possible. Again, we don't fucking know. No one knows. So it's definitely possible.
Yeah, I don't know about that part because I mean I've seen it happen to me before where
Yeah, I said you don't have to go far. That's my whole thing. You don't have to go far. Literally, you can wherever you are, you can see the big ass supermoon, right? And just travel a few miles in the opposite direction, and it don't be a supermoon no more.
So what,
I thought that's because
every astronaut from every country is lying, all telling the same lie about space. Then
yeah,
not only every astronaut, every pilot that's up there.
They are. Simple answer, yes. The rest of the country, China and Russia, had logged 500 times more hours in low Earth orbit than the United States. They had way more information about space than the United States. The United States then created this fake ass race that they called the space race. They were in competition. The Russians and China were just doing what the fuck they was doing. They became competition, and then they accomplished what the Russians and the Chinese hadn't been able to do in 2 years. Fuck out of here.
No, it took way longer than that. The Apollo project took way more than 2 years.
Hear you, bro. You missed it. The fact that China and Russia had more experience. They were doing way more in space than the United States was. The United States wasn't even thinking about it. They knew they had never even thought to do it because they hadn't been able to do it. And when you look at the interview from the astronauts' mouths, they went up there, they know what the fuck nothing was. Well, we didn't really see stars. How did you compensate for the Van Allen belt? Well, we didn't really know it was there. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Fuck do you mean, bro? And then you got now that they're in the end of their lives and shit. Now they talking all crazy. You know what I mean? Like you got our man telling Buzz, what's his name? Buzz Aldrin telling the little girl that they never went to space. How do you do that, bro? How do you say that and then they just get away with it? How do you say that?
Like, why is he not dead yet? It's like, nah.
How do you do that? And then you all you other motherfucking deceivers, you wait till you get close to your deathbed, and that's when you want to start telling the truth. I go by what they telling us, bro. I watch out, and then there's a couple different documentaries. I don't know why they don't blow up because it's literally what the astronauts were saying. It's literally what they did. Nobody not debating nothing but what they did. It's what you told us you did. It don't make sense.
That's not scary.
It don't make sense. And not to mention, if you think about, like, I look at how agendas get pushed on us right now, and how so many things that America did to us that we don't even think about no more. In 10 years, niggas won't even think about COVID. It'd be just a fucking afterthought.
There'll be another virus out.
And you look at the interviews of the people that was alive in that time. They didn't believe that they went to no space. That was an agenda that was pushed on them right around the time y'all was going to war. We got to get
back then. People thought that homosexuals were the spawn of Satan too, so I wouldn't take really their word for it up on anything. To be quite honest with you,
you wouldn't take the word on who?
On normal ass Americans back in the 1960s.
I guess, bro. But the people that was running the country was normal ass Americans.
The people who were running the country were just as delusional as the normal ass Americans.
Who
do we
listen to?
A very select few people that I would say yes, I trust that they lived back then and everything that they knew, they legitimately knew without any prejudice or.
I don't give nobody that. I listen to 3 or 4 people talking about the same subject. If y'all ain't all saying the same story, I gotta figure out what y'all saying that is the same thing.
Yeah, what's truth?
And then what if what you're saying can be true because you were in a different perspective as the other person, doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just mean that person wasn't in the vicinity to see what you seen. Before I start considering
that's like a lot of going back and forth and shit.
Well, I'm a scientist. Yeah. What is that?
Oh, my bad. Somebody giving me head right now.
Yeah, somebody what?
Say my bad. Somebody giving me head right now.
What's good, Michael?
Huh?
What's good, Michael?
So just for me, it's just I'm going to question the things that don't make sense. And I seen what they said, and it just made me just question things more. The people who went up there, that's the people I want to hear from. The people who went up there. The people who went up there. Nope. And then how
much do you think we have to pay one of them guys to come talk to us?
Oh, I don't know.
$100,000.
I don't know. They do little seminar. They do speakings and stuff like that. But like, there's a whole documentary. Like, it's called Astronauts Gone Wild by Bert Sibrel. And
That sounds like a porn shoot,
bruh. I'm telling you, you see Buzz Aldrin punch this nigga in the face, bruh. The other dude threatened to have him killed by the FBI and shit like that. Like, it was crazy. One dude, he was talking to him, asking him about, whether or not they had been to the moon or not. And this nigga underarms instantly just started crying. Like, it was just like spewing water from underneath for the motherfucker. Like,
what?
Man, I'm telling you, bruh. I go by what they did. Like, you look crazy answering the questions about what you did. You did the greatest feat on the whole planet. You left the planet. That's the greatest feat, bro. You went from one place, one ball to another ball, bro.
Right.
Come on, man. Y'all don't have no information on it. Fuck out of here, bro. And ask why you never went back again.
Wait,
we lost it to
single other moon landing was faked as well.
I can only, if the first one was fake, how you gonna tell me you went to the other one when you say you lost the telemetry data and you can't go back anymore?
Technology advances over time, Mojo.
You lost the telemetry. You lost the telemetry data and you can't go back anymore. I can see the moon, so I can get there if I got the right device.
Telemetry data, that is, you can calculate how to reach.
I agree with you, but this is what they said. They said thousands of hours and thousands of pieces of information had disappeared, and they could not go back again. Come on, I'm not making this up. This is what they said they did.
Right? When did they say they did that? They said they lost their own information.
The telemetry data was it just came up missing. They don't know how to get there. I can see it though. I know how to get to my kitchen because I know where it's at. I've been there before. These are the things that make me question the things that are around us. Because the truth is so simple. It may be boring, but still show me that boring ass truth.
For real.
Show me the boring truth. I'll imagine what I want to be out of after that, but show me the boring truth. Don't try to sell me an agenda. Don't try to tell me what you want me to know. Fuck all that. We paid for you to go out there, goddammit. Come back with the fucking real scoop. Come back with the scoop. Astronauts dying, drowning in their spacesuits. How the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
Because y'all in the pool. NASA owns the biggest swimming pool in the whole world. And the biggest movie studio. Fuck out of here, bro. Too many things to go against. Too many, bro. Literally, they brought in one of the biggest fucking directors at the time, Stanley Kubrick. The guy that did Space Odyssey 2021. He's the one that did it. He's the one that gave us this image of space and what he conceptualized. And then Star Wars came, and then all these other things came. Before that, it was a black curtain with some specks of white or some specks of light on it on a string with a spaceship dangling through the motherfucking. Come on, man. They didn't know what it looked like.
Yeah, the bullshit, bro. I mean, I'm right with you on this. A lot of it too. Like, I think I showed you that one video of how they used to make special effects in like the '60s. And they were really smart people. That's all I can say. Really smart people with the way of deception and illusion.
Nah, not really though. When you look at that shit today, you're like, oh nah, that shit fake.
No, I mean, but when I say that, I meant more for as in like, well, no, because I mean, yeah. Okay, a lot of that shit was fake.
You look back at it now, that shit fake. Even when you look at those quote unquote those testing of the nuclear bombs, and they put the motherfucking toy cars and the toy house next to that shit. Come on, man. Why if you got nukes, show me they real. Why you gotta fake it?
Mm-hmm.
They keep showing us all this fake shit and want us to believe that, and then say, well, we got the real proof now. Nigga, you was lying to us 20 years ago. Now you want to tell us, well, we happen to have been right. We happen to have been right. Fuck out of here. Everything, even down to when they fucking the guy who theorized what the motherfucking atom looked like, and then oh my goodness, it looks exactly like I said it did. No, motherfucker, it's no way.
Yeah.
That I do agree with. There's no way because there was like 3 different models before we actually knew what an atom looked like at all.
Even when people say they the guy that the first guy to see a chromosome, like he already knew what it looked like. It looked exactly like how he theorized. Fuck no. No. It's a way to push an agenda. It's a way to push an agenda. Somebody comes up with a good idea that the government sees a way to use against the people, and then they take it and they mass produce it.
You're damn right, like slaving people once more.
Yo, this man looks like an invisible flower.
Huh?
He looks like an invisible flower on the screen.
Y'all ready to get out of here?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you know? Like that.
Alright, y'all. It's been a blast.
Yeah, I changed from Trump to just straight up weed.
Nah, man. The way that Shinty made him green, he's like he looks white or like he looks like a ghost on the screen.
Yeah, this looks green with black tips. I'm that nigga, so.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Ninja, bro. Like trying to camouflage right now.
Oh. There we go. Shit.
Work out in that pussy.
Where should I go? What are you on?
Huh? You haven't? Let's rate the cracks in that. Amazon Music.
Are we off live?
Oh. No, not yet. Hold on. Alright,
let me know because I'm trying to see some racist shit.
So you trying to say some basic shit?
Some racist shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, like hold on, wait, brother. Nigga put zeros on. Funny that I know.
Oh shit.
Black Knight's on. He's actually playing the Phoenix Wright. He's attorney. I love that game. Have you heard Mojo? I already know Dad told you, but she told you, right?
Told me what?
We're gonna be putting on a show next week.
What you doing, my lady?
Nah, nigga. Me, and you.
What, nigga?
We might have to do a show.
What show?
Like we might have. I don't want to give the idea away to all the viewers.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, we doing a porn show?
No.
I don't know what he's saying, Moiko. You know this guy.
All I'm saying is, if we all whip it out, we could make some real good money.
All right, y'all have a nice evening.
Yeah, bro. Just mute him for a minute, right? Like that.